Is that guy dead? Or are they just, like, sleeping?
I don't know, but either way, it's cool. Is this Real Housewives of Detroit? I think that chick in the back is dancing to a different song.
Hanging and banging. Yeah, stacking papers, yeah. I'm lost.
It's so cold in the deep. It's so cold in the deep. This is hard to dance to.
Excuse me.
Something's off. I think she was in Lion King.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like her better in this, though, you know?
You tell him, CJ.
Yeah.
Tell him to fuck off.
This rules. It's so cold in the deep.
Okay, baby, 5 minutes. My baby girl, you got 5 minutes. 5 minutes and you're off of there. Do you hear me? You do. Yes, you
Hey,
do.
Ray, this is Perch.
You
We
do
get into this
hear
mail,
me.
but it's basically talking about
I know
the
you hear
real-world
me.
tragedies
I
in
know you hear
comics.
me.
And if you listen to this channel before,
Baby.
my general
My
thought,
baby,
my opinion
baby.
on it is it's best to steer away from it because it starts to open up questions that are difficult to answer. Like,
Girl,
you know,
a girl.
if you're going to do 9/11 in the comics, and then you got to kind of answer the question of like, all right, well, we got all these superheroes in New York. You lot tech-based superheroes who in theory would have, you know, abilities to monitor this stuff. We've seen that there's a time portal that
Not
at least
10.
Reed
10
has,
too many minutes.
sometimes stolen from Doctor Doom, whatever. But we've seen a lot
Way
of
too
tech.
many
I mean, that
minutes.
9/11 comic where Doom shows up and like sheds a tear for 9/11. This happened, by the way. It's like, well, you do have time travel, man. I mean, you do, you know, it's like, yes, but the paradox. I mean, okay, but you don't have a problem with the paradox when you're traveling back in time and making the thing a pirate. So I just
You're the thing a pirate?
I think it's
No
best
way.
to avoid these things
That
because it
would
just
be
opens up
pretty cool.
questions that are great to answer.
Come on, that would be a good book.
You know? So that's
The thing
just
a
my
pirate.
general
Come
view.
on,
And
dude.
especially like when the
I would
tragedy is in
probably
New
read
York.
that.
It's like, you know, 98% of the superheroes are in New York. Anyway. All right, let's go here. It says, hey Perch. Sorry in advance, this ended up being a long mail for a fairly short question. The recent video about complex villains and the AI suggestions for Doom's new backstory reminded me of a more general question about writing superheroes. How should writers handle incorporating real-world tragedies into superhero stories? For example, I'm considering a powered veteran of the Vietnam War who was exposed to
Brain
Agent
rot. Got no
Orange.
words.
The exposure causes his powers to malfunction and slowly kills him. I have a personal connection, a relative whose cancer was likely caused by Agent Orange, but I worry readers will reject it because of how people were hurt by it. My concern comes from a dark period in my life, which I was on Tumblr. We all have those dark days in our past. Around this time, former Archie Sonic writer and artist Ken Panders won his lawsuit, granting him ownership of characters he made for that comic, thus achieving the dream of every fan with a Sonic recolor OC, and leading to them becoming off limits from the comic. This, the general quality of his recent work and his demeanor earned him the ire of a majority of the fan base, and even now, I feel it was largely deserved. However, outside of Sonic, he made a creator-owned concept called The Lost Ones in the 90s that later became a target for more criticism, and it was because he had a real-world tragedy in his world building. As far as I remember, the story Lost Ones was similar to the X-Men, a ragtag group of outcasts band together to stop a villain named Ian Droid. Think Robotnik from
My
Sonic,
baby.
but taken more
My baby,
seriously.
baby.
Where the controversy comes is that these outcasts were descendants of people who survived the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and this was the source of their powers. I am sure this was a misguided attempt at calling back to the more atomic nature of early X-Men, but the effects of those attacks were well characterized and did not involve people getting superpowers. Without laying it on thick like some of the people on Tumblr did, I do think this was an ill-conceived and likely
Yeah, I
badly
don't know. This is
executed.
kind of just
But where do you
right
draw
in
the
my
line between
peripheral
successfully
vision.
integrating a
Why do
tragedy
they do
and
this?
something out of touch like this? Is it solely about execution, or is linking certain comic stories to tragedies inherently wrong? If it's the latter, then how do you decide what real-world elements are acceptable to use? I prefer creating in-universe events, but there are some real-world tragedies, like Agent Orange, that could be narratively thoughtful. I want to avoid making an unforced error without being deterred from exploring potentially deeper themes. Thanks for continuing the work. I'm not yet pledged taking part in jury duty, and yours did not sound like an easy case. It was not. It was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. Others PS here. PS, on a lighter note, Panders, or someone else in the office, pitched an O.J. Simpson trial-themed cover for the comics since Sonic was on trial for the story. A sketch of it exists. There is a horse character named White Bronco and a glove that does not fit. All that was missing was Sonic's lucky stabbing hat. Jesus. On a lighter note, murder. All right, fair question. Look, I think, first of all, if we're talking about real-world tragedies and using it in comics, you know, some of the readers definitely remember the moments you're talking about. I remember the Outcast, but maybe one that almost everybody has or knows is Magneto, who we've seen both movies and comics that directly tied him to the Holocaust, and it's one of those things where I would say nobody minded. And but for many decades, the idea of having Magneto and tying the story to the Holocaust and everything else, it did not lead to fan outrage and protest. But then along came Tumblr and Reddit and other internet sites, and they kind of like just wander around comic history looking for things to be pissed off about. And I fully believe, I mean, right now it's, the idea of being sympathetic to a Jewish backstory is probably out of fashion because we're busy caring about Palestine. By the way, this isn't, by saying it sounds like I'm saying it very off-color and casual. I actually don't mean it that way. I just mean that, one day's tragedy becomes another thing everybody overlooks just depending on where the winds of kind of social will seem to be blowing. So if you're going to talk about a backstory like the Holocaust, nobody's that interested in being outraged about that and saying this is offensive to members of the Holocaust when you're
special ring. Didn't want to get touched.
Du jour cause on the internet seems to be Palestine, and so that's just kind of where we're at these days. Anyway, I think, look, like I said at the beginning, real world tragedies. In general, there's no hard and fast rule, but current ones are largely a bad idea. Ones, like if you're going to do a story about a school shooting, you can do that, then you do have to have an answer for what the heroes are going to do to kind of prevent this, or they're just going to kind of ignore it. You can do stuff further back in time, like 9/11, can be part of a backstory now, and there are comics that are dealing with the Iraq War, the Afghanistan War, and kind of stuff coming out of it. You go even further back to Vietnam, and you're benefiting from the fact that, that was a long time ago. And a lot of people involved were children. That they're reading comics today. There's not a lot of living people. There's the idea of a kind of living World War II survivor right now reading comic books is there are people who fought in World War II. If you were a child during World War II, you'd be 80 now, over 80. So I think there's, you could go there and you're not going to get people too outraged, other than you run the risk of somebody on social media deciding it's time to be pissed off about, the gypsies, or we're not supposed to call them that. You just, and I don't think as a creator,
happened, dude?
You can't
You
there's no
fucking
point in trying to
bounced
defend
off the
against that.
ground.
You know, you do your
bounced off
best.
the
You
ground.
can you look
You
yourself
bounced
in the
off
mirror
the
and say, this
ground,
comic
dude.
is, you know, I'm trying to tell a good story here. I'm not doing
Oh
this
my
to punk or
God.
prank a race
You
or
fucking
religion or
bounced
anything like
that
that. I'm
high
just trying
off
to
the
tell my
ground
story
when I'm pulling the
of
throttle
leveraging
all
some,
the
you know,
way
tragedies that
back.
people can
Okay.
that will resonate with people. But you
It's
know,
too
this
much,
isn't
dude. This
this
is
isn't a
not
backdoor attempt to,
enjoyable
you
at
know,
all. Dude, it's
be
not
a horrible, awful
enjoyable. This
person.
is not enjoyable at all,
I
dude.
think if
Not
you
even
can
close to
legitimately
enjoyable.
say that, if you can,
Gameplay, it's not
you know,
even
look yourself in
close
the mirror
to
and do that, then
enjoyable,
I think you
dude.
move forward with your story and you do the best you can, and just, you know, you're running the risk that
Jesus, dude.
a handful
What
of
the
lunatics
fuck,
are gonna,
man,
you know,
am I
make life
doing?
shitty for you at some point, and there's nothing
Just to
you
say
can
I
do about
finished
that.
it. Oh my God.
You know, when I was helping out
Feel so
Sean
stupid.
Murphy and he was doing Zorro, I can guarantee you, neither Sean nor I, nor anyone involved, was under the impression that somebody was going to say that Sean was culturally appropriating the Latino, you know, community and heritage through his telling of Zorro. Nor did either one of us believe that an offhanded comment of like, yeah, there's, you know, a lesbian in the book that the fact of which, you know, has no bearing on anything in the book would turn into, it's not actually about Zorro. The main character is a lesbian. I mean, these people took something out of nothing and then just hammered him and, you know, B, and but I'm not the one who matters, but they hammered him for months about this, months, and then turned around and said, why don't these guys talk to me? Why doesn't Sean give me an interview?
Down, dude. Down is up, up is down, up, up. Why do you panic like this? What is happening, dude?
Like, look,
What are you
you just
doing?
gotta tell your story. You gotta trust the fact that, you know, there are
I don't know,
crazy
dude. I
morons
lose
out
total
there who are
control,
doing
and I
things to
can't
give
do
themselves
down is
attention,
up
and it
anymore
really
when I
is
see the
about giving
ground.
themselves attention.
I can't
And
slow it.
beyond that,
It
and then
like
you
it
have
all
some
reverses
weird,
the
you
minute
know,
I see the
goofball
ground, dude.
sycophants
What
who are
the
gonna just stir
fuck,
up
man?
trouble, like, you know,
God,
try
I
and play
just want to
both
get
sides
past
against each
this. I
other.
just want to get
You
past
know, in
this.
that whole
Come on,
situation, I
man.
had, you know, people who
Work
are
with me, please.
one-handers
Voice
smiling to my
commands.
face
Can I
going,
just
oh,
do
man,
it with voice
you're a good
commands?
guy. I love you, Perch. And
But
you're
voice
really funny. And
commands.
then
Come on, man. Give
behind
me
my back
voice
or
command.
DMing other people trying to stir up trouble. This shit just happened. So
I don't know what happens, dude. I just can't. My brain goes to rot, and I can't fucking. It's too much.
As a creator, tell your story.
Got to do rudder.
If
Yeah,
you
it's
are
too much,
telling a story, like
man.
Garth Ennis will tell stories from time to time, leveraging real-world events, where he is absolutely poking at a particular group to tell his story. You know, the boys, you know, mocked everyone, mocked lots of groups, but Garth Ennis knew that. So when people were like, "I'm outraged by what you've done," he's like, "Good. I was trying to provoke that response." Or, you know, at the very least, he wasn't surprised by it. He was all in, telling his story, and he did. And so, you know, it was all good.
What are you doing?
I think that you just have to kind of like, what's it worth to you? Is the story you're writing important enough? So with Agent Orange, look, I think you're in the clear. Will there be a handful of people who are like, come after you because it's being insensitive to survivors of the Vietnam War? Maybe, but doubtful. On the big spectrum of, you know,
I can't, dude. I can't. Look at it, dude. I can't.
And so if you know, I think that could be a powerful part of your story. So I would move forward and do the best you can.
I can't, dude. I can't, dude. I can't, dude. It's fucking too much.
As annoying as
oh my God!
Will be, these things
come on.
You know,
I'm sorry. I tried to climb too fast.
It was great. He sold his original art.
Come on.
He's happy.
Come on. Talk us.
Look at it and go,
talk us through it. Let's talk through this. Come on, climb. Why are you climbing? Oh my gear. Oh, my landing gear causes so much drag. I can't.
Or
my bad.
The fact that
landing gear.
And had a book and people
landing gear up.
You know,
come on, pull up landing gear.
So
pull up landing gear. Landing gear up. Hold on, you're too much. I think too much climb.
But in general, I think
ease up on the stick. Ease up. Too much climb.
But at the end of the day, it's storytelling.
Okay, easy. You had to move. Now this is where it all starts. As soon as you have to adjust.
Let me know what the rest of you think.
Easy, adjust as little as possible, dude.
Thanks for listening.
Let's try to drift it in there. There you go. There you go. Try to adjust as little as possible. There you go. Oh, look at that. Yep. Look at that. Try to adjust as little as possible. Little as possible. Down.
I highly
Pull it up
recommend
just a little
every single
to the
person
right.
that's out there has a platform and is going through things, is scared. Do the same. Send everything around to about 8 people that you trust. And I mean, I've ranged it. I sent it to
That
journalists,
was not true.
text messages, and
Okay,
screenshots to
not
people
true.
ranging from Max Blumenthal to Andrew Tate.
Okay, come on. Let's go.
Now,
Pull up on
Candace
stick.
Owens has
Pull
been
up
the
on
only
stick. Up
person
on stick.
on
Up
the
on
right
stick.
besides
Up
Tucker
on
Carlson
stick.
that
Up
I can tell
gear.
who's really interested in
Up on
getting
stick.
the real
Up on
story
stick.
about what, who
Up on
killed Charlie
stick.
Kirk.
Up on stick.
And
Okay,
so she's
steady.
actually uncovering lots of information.
Steady.
She's got inside
Steady.
information into
Steady.
the family of
Steady.
the accused shooter.
Steady.
And
Steady.
by the way,
Okay,
we were
make
told
left.
that they turned themselves in.
Up on
They turned
stick.
themselves in and confessed. He did
Down.
not confess.
Oh, too much. Too much. Too much. Too much.
And the father
Too
did not
much.
say his kid did
Too
it. None of
much.
that happened.
Woo!
She's on it.
Come on,
She's
try to
also,
recover. Try to recover it.
Uncovered text
There you go.
messages
What do you
that
got?
showed
What do you got
that
for
Charlie
me?
Kirk
All right.
had
Now,
disavowed
see if we can
Israel, said he
recover.
could no
Try.
longer
Don't oversteer.
support
Now just
Israel,
calm.
and said
Calm.
his Jewish donors
Calm.
were playing into
Calm.
every
Okay,
anti-Semitic
bank right. Bank
stereotype
right.
there was.
Okay,
And
calm.
she also
Calm.
found out that
Calm.
24 hours before he was killed,
There
he
you go.
told 3 people
Now bank right.
that he was afraid they
There
were
you go.
going to kill him.
Come on, level it out. Oh, look at
Now,
that. Look at that.
we
Okay,
don't know who
calm.
they is.
Calm.
How could there
Oh,
still be
oh,
a mystery
oh, 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 oh.
about that? Anyway, here she is now. Here's what she
Okay,
says.
wing
Now
doesn't
she's
count.
afraid
Wing does
for her
not
life,
count. Wing
and here's
tip does
her
not count. Okay.
proclamation.
I went
All right,
ahead
wingtip
this
does
week
not
and
count.
sent around
Okay.
a life insurance policy.
Up on stick,
Short,
up on
some
stick,
sorts,
up on
package
stick, up
rather,
on stick,
to
up
people that
on
I
stick.
trust,
Oh,
package
wrong way.
filled
My
with
bad. Up on
text
stick, up on
messages,
landing gear,
emails,
up on stick.
private
Correct.
communications, videos,
Correct.
and
Oh, rudder,
private
rudder.
legal
Up on stick,
documents.
up on
So
stick,
if anything
up on
happens to
stick.
me, you guys will know
Easy, too much
exactly
up.
who it is
Too
that has
much
been
up.
making my
Oh,
life a
easy,
living
easy.
hell
Up on stick, up
over
on
the past
stick,
couple of
up on
years.
stick.
People that are trying to go
All right,
bankrupt,
bank
trying to
left.
bankrupt me and my family, that are threatening us,
Nice,
to sue
nice.
us.
All right, there you
Everything
go.
that
You got it.
Kanye
You
said
got it.
was
Right there,
so
right there,
real.
right there. Okay,
And
bank.
now at
Gently
that
bank
point where you
right.
look back and you go, man,
All
Kanye
right,
was
there
right.
you go.
He was
Keep your
really
nose
saying
steady. Keep your nose
about what
steady.
it takes
All right,
to leave.
there you go.
You know, to
Oh,
fight
no, calm
for
down.
custody
Calm
of your
down.
own
You're getting a
soul.
little fucking.
Just leave me alone.
Told
Let me
you.
say
Told
what I
you,
believe.
bro.
You say what you believe. Fight fair.
Told you.
Why do you always have to make this threat
You
to
can feel
bankrupt
it.
people?
Too much. Too much.
And I want you to know that those people, if anything happens to me, they have my explicit permission
Okay, up
to
on
release
stick.
it all,
Here.
detonate it all,
Up on stick. Up on
expose
stick. Up
all
on
of
stick.
these people
Up.
in politics
There.
and in the
Good
media that
climb.
behave like this behind the scenes.
You got a good climb. Good climb.
It's necessary. And I highly
Okay, keep it
recommend
right
every
there.
single person
Right
that is
there.
out
Let it
there,
level out.
has a platform and is going through things,
Okay,
is
get
scared,
ready.
do the same.
Okay,
Send
bank
everything
left. Bank
around
left.
to about 8 people that you trust. And I mean,
Okay. Get
I've
ready to
ranged
bank
it. I
right.
sent
Get
it
ready to bank right.
journalists, text messages, and
All right, there
screenshots
we
to
go.
people
Bank it to the right.
ranging from Max Blumenthal to
Whoa,
Andrew
whoa,
Tate.
whoa. I
They
don't.
won't know
Whoa,
where it's
what?
coming from.
I'm not sure.
I got it.
I'm not sure what happened there.
I was.
Did I miss that first ring?
But there it is. So that's what's called like a dead man.
Oh,
speech,
okay.
Right. So if she turns up dead, if something
All right.
happens to her,
Yep.
she's got.
I don't know if I can get
all
past
the
this,
info's
guys.
out there. It's spread around to 8
Don't know if I can
different
get past this.
So
Okay, up on
you get rid
stick,
of her, you're not
landing
getting
gear,
rid
up
of
on
the
stick, up
information.
on stick, up on stick,
So
up on stick.
That's some good leverage.
All right,
that she
all right,
has.
all right. We're gonna
And
bank
that's called,
gently to
I
the
think they
left
call
once
it a
we
dead
get.
man
Let's
switch.
hit this ring this
And,
time, please.
After I was on a Southwest flight that
All
almost had a
right,
near collision. Now I have what
There
I
you go.
call,
Down, just gently, just
guy
like
with
in
a
the
mild
movies.
cold
Gotta do it
switch.
just like in the movies, dude.
If you see what I'm saying. I mean, if I even think something's off, I will release my list of
Told you.
people that. Well, I don't really have anything on anyone, but that
Whew,
we don't already know already. But I will reinforce the shit out of it. I'll tell you that.
All right, up on
I
stick,
say
up on
release the
stick,
dead
up
man
on
switch
stick,
info while
up
you're
on
still
stick,
alive.
landing gear, up
Then
on
if
stick,
anything
up
happens
on
to you,
stick,
it's obvious.
up on stick,
It
up
was
on
the
stick.
aforementioned. That's what I say.
All right, good climb.
Let's
Good
play
climb.
this clip from her. Remember this?
Nice and
3
easy.
people
Up on
told me
stick
off
one.
record.
Too much.
2 people
Too much.
who
Too
have
much.
this in a written
Bank,
communication
bank.
from Charlie.
Hey, baby girl. Bank,
One,
down.
who was
A
a
little
Turning Point USA donor, and I
Click,
would say
click.
very much one of the white knights in this.
Click.
The
Too much.
very
Too much.
day
Too much,
before
dude.
Charlie Kirk died,
Too
he
much, dude.
expressed
Told you.
that he thought he was going
much.
to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill him.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
talking to myself.
He did not express that to me, so I'm telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people.
I don't know
And
if
I'm
I can
saying
pass
this
this,
because I
baby.
hope
This
that
might be
these
the end of
people
the
who I
game for
think
Daddy.
are good will be
Yep.
inspired to come forward with
This
that.
might be the end of the game
Again,
for
those
Daddy.
conversations I
I
had
don't know
were
if
off
I can do
record.
this,
I
dude.
honor that. If I say it's off
Yep.
record, it stays off record.
Sometimes you
But
just
I'm
get to a
hoping
point in the
that
game and
watching
it's
what
just
I
you're
am
done. You
doing
can't
and
play it
feeling the
anymore.
energy that is rising
Yeah, it just
across
gets
the
too
world
hard.
for people who want to know what the
Yeah,
heck happened on
I know.
9/10,
Sometimes you can't
that,
finish
you
them.
know,
Yep.
they
Just
will
sometimes
be
you're not
brave
good enough.
and they will say, yeah,
I'm
Charlie
not good
did,
enough to
before he died,
finish
think
it,
he
I
had his goal to
guess.
be killed, and maybe tell us, who
Yeah.
is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they?
I think we know who I mean, come on. Who is they? How could there still be a
I'm
mystery
trying, baby. I
about
guess.
causing her
Learn to
harm
fly.
or offing her?
Fuck this game, dude.
Don't do
Jesus,
it
this
because
game.
the story doesn't die with me. The
I
story
may
has
not be able
already
to
been
finish it, bro.
disseminated
This
to
is
8
where I
different
quit
people,
last time.
and not that they aren't willing to kill 8 more people, but that seems it's a lot harder. That gets the there's some
Frustrating.
logistics problems involved with that. So Dead Man Switch, Candace Owens, she's Max Blumenthal's in possession, and along with 7 other people, I guess. And I'm not one of them. But there you go. Good for Candace Owens. Let me throw it over to Chris Keene. Chris Keene, what do you have to say about this?
I like Candace Owens. I like that she investigates things that most other people aren't, but she also says stuff like everything Kanye says was true. Kanye's last song, for everyone, in case you don't know, is called Heil Hitler. So that was his last hit song.
Yeah, but you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a song by its title. What was the lyric? I haven't heard it.
The lyrics are 3 words, the N-word and then Heil Hitler. So no, but there's other lyrics in the verses, but that's the chorus.
I think you can't take it out of context is what I'm trying to say. You can't take a Heil Hitler out of context.
Taken out of context, bro.
Can you? Maybe he was saying it sarcastically.
That's true.
I don't know. I haven't heard the song. Is it available on iTunes?
It's a very catchy song, which is what's funny.
It's got to be banned from YouTube.
It is, yeah. It's banned on all platforms, I think. It's definitely not on Spotify or anything.
You got to go to ye.com or something like that?
You can find it on YouTube. There's a music video. What blows my mind is there's all these black guys in the music video singing Heil Hitler. It's where do you get these guys to star in a music video and do something like that?
Well, maybe they got some Diddy film on them.
There you go. Yeah.
You never know.
Right.
I don't. So when she says everything he said was true, I don't think she meant everything he said was true.
You're right.
I think everything he said about a certain subject was true. Maybe.
Right. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Heil Hitler.
Someone's gonna clip that now.
Someone's gonna clip it.
Yeah. That's.
I didn't know that's a real song. How did I miss that? How did I miss that Heil Hitler was a song?
It came out 3 or 4 months ago, I think, and it got banned pretty quickly.
Maybe I did know about this.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, I think I do remember.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it, but yeah, now I think I do remember. Heil Hitler. That is. I tell you what, that guy's crazy. That guy.
Oh God, I hate video games.
Pushing the envelope.
No, it does not.
Okay.
It's not funny, man.
About this, come see me in Irvine, October 19th. Irvine at the Improv. Then we'll be in Australia.
You don't laugh at your daddy.
Don't laugh at your daddy. We're adding new shows because the shows are selling out fast. We're very popular in Australia. Come back.
My girl.
We'll see you in Burbank on the Friday after Thanksgiving. It's an off day. And we'll see you in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, December 6th. Market volatility, rising debt, inflation, paper assets like stocks and bonds are more vulnerable than ever. That's why it might be time to consider moving a portion of your savings into something real, physical gold and silver. My friends at Monetary Gold specialize in helping people just like you create a customized game plan to protect their retirement. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau since 2000 and the trust of more than 45,000 clients nationwide, they know how to make this process simple,
your fucking husband
secure,
was Ed
and tailored
Kennedy,
to your
dude.
needs. When you call, they'll walk you through your options and answer your questions. No pressure, just real information. Ask how you might qualify to get your annual IRA fees covered for life. It's a special offer just for my friends. Reach out and speak with Monetary Gold Specialists today. Your financial future deserves more than hope. It deserves a strategy. October 19th, we'll be in Irvine, California. Then we'll be in Australia. Then we'll be in Burbank, California, the day after Thanksgiving. And then Pottstown, Pennsylvania, December 6th. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.
Need better internet? Cox Internet has the fast, reliable speeds you're looking for. Perfect for seamless streaming, gaming, and working from home. And now get Cox 300 meg internet for only $45 a month when you add Cox Mobile.
Probably better at video games than I am. Oh my
God!
God!
Equipment included.
Oh my God!
So get your household up to speed. Switch to Cox Internet today.
I'm
Requires
so
Cox Mobile for
frustrated.
unlimited mobile data speeds reduced after 20 gigs usage per month. Taxes and fees excluded from price guarantee.
Frustrated. Oh my
The
God.
maniacal forces of the
Oh my
digital
God,
realm
dude.
have come to wreak havoc. I feel like this might have been the shortest movie ever if someone had the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by NordVPN, the VPN service constantly striving to help make traversing this digital hellscape known as the internet a little safer and a little more secure. Nord's threat protection always got your back, scanning for viruses and malware.
Come on,
from
guys.
websites you
What's
visit,
going on
files
here?
you
Okay,
download,
okay,
Stonewall
okay.
blocking it if it looks suspicious.
All right.
But also Nord's there
All
to
right,
open up the internet, truly make it the World Wide Web. Did I just date myself by calling it that? Let's say you're on vacation in another country, you got some downtime, you want to stream some stuff from
The
back
World
home, or
Wide
maybe
Web.
you've heard this show in this other country is so awesome. In either case, you might not have access to the content. With Nord, you can change your virtual location with a couple of clicks, choose between over 5,000 servers in 60 countries. The internet is truly yours once again, my friends. One account protects up to 10 devices, all backed by Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. So click the link below, go to nordvpn.com/Johns, get an exclusive NordVPN deal plus 4 extra months. And now the long-awaited third Tron movie involving exactly 0 characters from the previous 2 movies, save for one forced cameo. Sure. So Tron Ares is the long-awaited sequel to Tron Legacy, kind of, technically. Directed by the director of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, and Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I'm not really talking you into watching this, am I? Good, because I'm not trying to. To be fair, I skipped Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. We return to the Tron world. The grid, well, sometimes, but the world of Tron. The rival company of Encom,
Yeah, the
Dillinger
world of
Systems,
Tron.
under the leadership of their new CEO, played by Evan Peters, has found a way to bring programs from the grid, the digital world, to our physical world. There is, however, a complication with that process, so everyone's looking for this thing that will eliminate the complication with that process. Dillinger Systems has a master control program named Ares on their side, played by Jared Leto, who starts
All right,
developing
baby,
a
for
conscience
real,
throughout the
1
whole
minute.
thing. You know,
We
so
gotta
here
do
we go.
schoolwork.
This is actually a piece of
For
the
real.
plot. The plot's remarkably convoluted, but surprisingly says very little. What I liked about the movie first, sweet before we go sour, the best character in the film by far, that 9 Inch Nails soundtrack. When we heard it was 9 Inch Nails doing the soundtrack to the new Tron movie,
how
I
was
feel like
the
we all
soundtrack?
collectively had one word in mind. That word, in the words of Street Fighter 2, is perfect. The tracks hit, they bump hard. Whether it's ambience or excitement, it gets you pumped. There were a couple tracks that reminded me of the soundtrack to Tron Legacy by Daft Punk. Not saying 9 Inch Nails is aping Daft Punk, I'm just saying in
Yeah,
that
Jeff said
sequel
the
kind of
same
way,
thing.
how the
Yeah.
sequel has a soundtrack and you kind of hear notes and tones from the previous movie and it makes it feel like it's all in one universe. I mean, that would be the only thing in this movie that makes it feel like it's connected to Tron Legacy in any real way. Specifically, a track or two reminded me of the song in Tron Legacy when they were going to the bar to meet Michael Sheen's character. Anyhow, 9 Inch Nails had a job. They understood the assignment and they did it well. I will say, as much as I like the music, I can't recall the theme to Tron Ares.
All right,
movie has
baby,
a
come
theme.
log into your
Superman theme,
Chromebook.
Star Wars has a theme. Batman has a theme. Tron Legacy has a theme. You know, the grid. That song is amazing. And it's only been an hour since I've seen
daily
Tron
warm-up.
Ares the one time, so maybe it's there. I'll listen to the soundtrack more. I'll binge the soundtrack. We'll see. Also, the CGI, the visuals in this movie
Look
are
at
pretty
you,
great. I
getting
feel
your
like
stuff.
most reviews are going to
right.
have those same
Girl,
two
no,
positives.
the
Mileage
filter!
may vary on a few things. There might be some intermittent information. Maybe someone liked this more than that. Maybe someone didn't like this more than that. I feel
Come
like
get
the
you some of
constant,
this
if I'm placing my
fuel.
bets, are going to be positives all around for the visuals and the soundtrack. But Tron's always been there to technologically have a movie that looks good. The original Tron may look dated now, but at the time, that was revolutionary. Tron Legacy, other than that uncanny valley you run into with Clue's face that does look CGI, the rest of the visuals in Tron Legacy still look good today. I watched it last night, or by the time you see this, night before last. Still, the day before I saw Tron Ares. I hear the visuals in the 3D are staggeringly amazing. I saw it in 2D, so I wouldn't know. But point is, 2D, 3D, it's a visual spectacle.
School is hard.
With not much else going on. A big frustration I have with this movie is it doesn't feel like a sequel to Tron Legacy. It deals with nothing that Tron Legacy dealt with or set up. The ISOs in Tron Legacy, we were going to go somewhere with that. It was going to change the world, change how people saw life. And nothing to do with that whatsoever. No characters from Tron Legacy in here. To be fair, there is an Easter egg and a mention that maybe in the next movie we'll get the Tron Legacy sequel that this movie didn't really feel like. I feel like having an actor come back to reprise their role, not necessarily in the grid, but in the corporate setting, in the real world in this movie, like Cillian Murphy, for example, would have gone a long way. No, couldn't make it happen? Well, we'll just create a new Dillinger, I guess. Cillian Murphy was Edward Dillinger. Evan Peters is Julian Dillinger. They're different. The corporate world that this movie largely revolves around just filled up with new characters you don't know, and the movie doesn't make you care about them. I thought Evan Peters was fun in the movie. At the very least, he was having fun in the movie. I feel like the eccentric tech bro that is his character is what Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was supposed to be. Which kind of brings me to my next point. This movie has too many irons in the fire. Too many characters that you do not care about. Jared Leto as Ares was solid. The movie revolves around him, so that does help. There are even a couple of moments of humor with his character who doesn't really understand human humor, so he's kind of deadpan about it, that I felt landed. Which is another element in this movie that kind of feels like a Terminator movie. This movie is a bit Terminator-esque at times. Not as good. Well, comparative quality may get more accurate depending on which Terminator sequel we're talking about here. But Jared Leto is the standout of the main characters. That is to say, there are two main characters in this movie. Eve Kim, played by Greta Lee, who is the CEO of Encom, which is exactly where Tron Legacy left off. She got absolutely swallowed up by this movie. The contrast between how much screen time she has, how important she is to the plot, and how forgettable she is staggering. Her little tech friends in the movie didn't care about them, one of which is the comic relief guy. I never laughed. I only ever rolled my eyes. This movie's frustrating because it has themes conceptually that are interesting, but it never really actually hammers it home. Flynn was like, this technology is going to change the world. Dillinger's corporation was like, or we can weaponize that tech, create armies. That's interesting to me because that's what we as human beings do. Black powder, nuclear energy, social media, now the grid. Any technology, we just weaponize it. It's a theme that could be a fascinating dive, but the movie never really does it. It's like, all right, we're just making an army. What's the point of the movie? But there's a complication with this process, so we gotta find the MacGuffin that'll eliminate the complication with this process. Bring on the Terminator-esque themes, but it all exists for one simple purpose. Fun action sequences, baby. And there is definitely, at a point in this movie, some hard nostalgia thing. I love me some nostalgia. Who doesn't? When the movie's mediocre, it just makes it feel like desperate nostalgia bait. And I'll be honest, Tron Legacy is better. And it's not just better, it's better by a clear mile. I guess Tron is the second cyber trilogy in which the third movie really leans into the movie taking place largely in the real world. The more boring world. In the end, yeah, Tron Ares absolutely disappointed me. Solid soundtrack and, you guessed it, action sequences and visuals, baby. But nothing below the surface of that. The story of corporate soullessness on screen is only rivaled by the off-screen element that made this movie. A movie I'm not really going to remember in T-1 day. Yeah. I forget. Alright, so Tron Ares, have you seen it? What did you think about it? What did you think of Tron Legacy? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.
Airhead Station.
What is he turning off, you ask yourself? Hopefully not his contagious smile. Don't worry, that's going to be sticking around. What won't be sticking around, what I'm turning off, is pretty much every way of donating money to me. I'm disabling
It's a
YouTube
long
channel
one.
memberships and
That's
super
a good
chats.
one. I like
I
this
tried
one.
to find a way to do this for Twitch since I
It's a good
multi-stream.
video.
I didn't
I
want
like
Twitch to have a way of doing this either, but Twitch is a little special. Once they get you in those nipple clamps, you are not getting out. Once you opt into like the partner
Danny,
program
go.
or whatever,
Alright,
you
Danny,
can't turn off bits
Alright,
or
now
subs.
it's
The
just
only
word
way
of
out
the
is in a
day.
fucking
Your word
coffin.
question.
But I do think I found a solution for bits where I set the
Okay,
minimum
there you
so
go. You don't have
incredibly
to do
high
it.
that I imagine
Say it with
nobody's
her.
going to spend that kind of
Let
money.
me turn
I
this
would
down a
hope.
little.
But for subs, I can't get rid of that. If I could, I would. I would say toodaloo, give it a strong slap on the ass, tell it good game and goodbye. But from what I can tell, there's a lot of hoops to jump through in order to accomplish that, so I'm just urging you, don't sub or anything like that on Twitch. And the reason why I'm disabling all of these things and discouraging these things is because I just don't want people to donate money to me anymore. I don't want that. I'm putting the kibosh on it. I felt uneasy about it for a while, but I convinced myself that I could deliver something that made it valuable for people that were donating. So like YouTube channel memberships. I had all these big ideas for content I'd do at the farm for members, but what I didn't account for is just how much we do at the farm and how time consuming that is, so I haven't been able to film any of that. So you are basically paying money for nothing.
Will you
it's not
play
just
with
YouTube
me?
memberships that were getting a bad deal. Twitch subs too. All you get there is some emotes.
Oh, got a worksheet.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, some emotes that I haven't updated in like 4 years that are probably still locked at like
so you gotta
negative
color it, and then
240p
you're
on
gonna
some of the
write
older
these
ones.
words.
Like
See this red,
it is literally just
red,
money
white,
for nothing. And it's just
blue.
been really
3 words.
bothering me lately. I would
You find
much
the
rather
worksheet.
you hold on to your money. Now
Go on.
more than
I'll
ever
show
with
you.
how everything's been going. I think it is
Boom.
crucial you get your finances in a fucking
I love the
full
workbook,
Nelson.
bro. I
And
love
you just
it.
don't
I
let those
love the
puppies fly
workbook.
willy-nilly donating
Your
clams to a
companion
goofball like me.
workbook. I love
If you're someone
it.
who just has all this money and it's burning a hole in your pocket, you have to donate
Love it, love
You know,
it.
you have this insatiable appetite to
Oh,
just
you need
part
a-
ways with this money.
You need a
Donate
blue
it to a
crown.
charitable cause instead. There are so many good charities doing extremely good work that could be
I don't know if we
benefited
have a
greatly
white
from your
one.
contribution.
You might just
like
leave
maybe
the white
you want to
ones
donate
plain.
to a charity that's
You need a
doing
blue
extremely
coloring
important work in
crayon.
Gaza. Like that would be a significantly better
Yes,
use
ma'am. There
of
you
that
go.
money than donating it to me. Like I would much rather it go to other organizations or other people in need instead of finding its way to me for literally nothing. Like there are just so many better options for your money than giving it to me. I really like it's time I pull the plug on the ability to even do that. I have openly discouraged it for a long time, saying that what I do is free. You don't need to donate or anything like that. But people do still engage with it. And I want to just take that off of the table.
Okay, look.
I feel like this is long overdue.
Now,
It's
this
something I
box
should have done a
is
while
gonna be
ago.
blue.
But I
Inside
convinced
here, try not
myself
to
I
color
could
the
deliver
stars.
something of value to
But
people
all
that
this
were
is gonna be
paying,
blue.
and I just
You do
I
that.
don't think there's any value in giving
Just color
money
that
during a
all in.
stream to get my attention so
Remember,
that
you
way
don't
I
have to do it
talk
real
about it for
hard.
a second. That's just not a good use of your money. I also don't
Yep.
think I was giving anything of value to like members.
And then you're gonna
with,
color
you
some
know,
of these
members
stripes
content or
red.
anything. Plus, I never
That
wanted to
one
give
red.
the perception that I was
Hold on, this
paywalling
one
content
red.
in the first place. The idea was always like,
You got to
you know,
skip every
little
line.
bonuses and
This
stuff
one
for
red.
unedited videos for a time. But then,
Stay
with
inside
the way
box. There
YouTube
you go.
works, that was getting recommended as though they were like real
This
videos
one.
that were being paywalled from just normal subscribers
This
unless you
one.
forked over
This
some
one.
doubloons. Actually, Linus Tech Tips just made a
This
video kind of talking about that
There you go. Color it all
yesterday.
in.
Anyway, I won't yap your ear off too much longer on this, but I want to conclude here with a call to inaction, I suppose.
There you go.
Since I couldn't turn off Twitch subs, I just want to strongly urge you, do not waste your money subbing to me on Twitch.
Okay.
This isn't reverse psychology.
Okay, hey,
I'm
now
not
use
trying
the
to
red
get
one.
into your noodle and
You
rearrange
see the lines I
neurons in a
did this in?
confusing,
Do this
complex
line
gambit
right
here.
here.
I am just asking you honestly
Okay.
not
There you
to.
go.
As I've said from the beginning, all of this that I do here
And it doesn't have to
is
be perfect.
meant to be
There you go. Now do
consumed
the next
for
one.
free. So please just consume it for free. Please. And again, if you do want to donate money, please do it to a charitable cause instead of me. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.
Mom is on the way.
One-a-day women's multivitamins are formulated to support women's overall health, so you never miss a beat. Another email, no big deal. A quick workout? Yes. Strength
Oh, wait,
starts
we
from
got
within.
some more lines. I'll mark.
Then it's apron on. You're making
This
dinner with
line.
your little sous chef. You
the
show up,
bottom.
and One-a-day is here to support
No,
overall
you skip.
health, including
You
immunity
skip a
and
little
energy.
line. These,
Shop
you're
today.
skipping lines.
One-a-day. the one for you.
Because that's the white stripe.
Mathematics as a field of research is being hard hit by artificial intelligence. This is only the beginning, but it's foreseeable that this will get much worse. Much like calculators, the devices have replaced human calculators. Theorem-proving machines will soon replace much of mathematics. Not all of it, but much of it. That's what I think in any case. Mathematicians are currently somewhat in denial about this.
We're going to write those.
Earlier this year, both Google DeepMind and OpenAI reported gold medal level performance on this year's mathematics Olympiad problems. What's noteworthy here is not so much that they outperformed most humans' math skills, but that they did it using general-purpose reasoning models, not specially trained ones. This took most people by surprise. But mathematicians are not impressed, as Scientific American reports. These questions don't compare to the kinds of questions professional mathematicians try to answer, wrote Emily Real, a mathematician at Johns Hopkins University. Field medalist Terence Tao argues that the comparison is unfair because AI has a speed advantage and generates possible proofs more like an entire group of people. Yes, so what? It's also unfair to compare a human to a calculator. That hasn't stopped tech from taking over the profession. DeepMind also just had everyone getting upset by announcing they have a method to find singularities in classic fluid equations. This sounds very much like they're after solving the millennium problem. That's about whether the Navier-Stokes equation can develop singularities. They did, in this case, not use the Navier-Stokes equation and instead worked with other fluid equations in 2 dimensions. But come on, we all know what's going on here. Demis Hassab is gearing up to become the first person to win both a Nobel Prize and a Fields Medal. Some mathematicians are fully leaning into it and work on automatic theorem proving. This isn't a new thing per se, but AI is certainly pushing this to a totally new level. If you need any indication that this is serious indeed, the NSF has a grant program to support AI-supported maths discoveries, and some private foundations have chimed in as well. On the flip side, I've also seen reports that AI-generated maths papers are beginning to pollute the archive. It's hard to know exactly, but in one particularly obvious case, an error rate became a blunder rate, and if that didn't make you laugh, the author is an expert in AI at Google. Mathematicians have reacted to AI taking over their field mostly by pointing out that they're irreplaceable. Community forums like Math Overflow and Stack Overflow discourage or just forbid AI-generated answers. They point out, quite correctly, that the currently used models, large language models, don't actually know what is or isn't a logically correct argument. But logic follows very clear patterns, and if the waters aren't muddied by spoken language, these systems can pick out the patterns. I think this is what we're seeing. LLMs become good at maths because if you think of it as a language, it's as unambiguous as it goes for languages right after code. And most proofs follow certain rules. Again, LLMs can learn those. However, they don't have any way to tell whether a statement is true or false, like, for example, some math software can. At least, not yet. In a preprint which just appeared 2 weeks ago, a mathematician raised 2 other relevant points. One is that an LLM will answer a question even if it's ill-posed. It'll not flag that actually the way you formulated the question, it might not have an answer. The other issue is that LLMs might not be able to explain what they're doing in a way that a human can comprehend. The mathematician Daniel Litt has likewise said that for him maths is all about understanding, and what good is an AI proof if the human doesn't understand it? From a purely utilitarian perspective, one could say, who cares? A proof is a proof, and most people already don't understand most maths proofs one way or another, so what's new? Then again, mathematics has never been a utilitarian enterprise. I think of maths more as a mix of sport and art. It's not really about the result. It's about how you do it. People solve maths puzzles voluntarily. They just enjoy mathematics, and I understand where they're coming from. Mathematics is the only place where we can find statements that are eternally, universally true. This is why I think it's extremely unlikely mathematics as a discipline will entirely disappear. However, most mathematicians will probably soon outsource most of their work to AI and then sift through the results. In some sense, this will move mathematics closer to being an empirical discipline. They'll be studying what AI can do. Andrew Granville, a mathematician at the University of Montreal, explained in a recent interview with Quantum magazine just why this is so hard to accept. He said, wait for it, we'd be more like physicists. Oh dear. I think we need to update the 5 stages of grief. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and fine, let the bot do it. Artificial intelligence, I believe, is the beginning of a new phase of human civilization. If you want to learn more about how it really works, check out the courses on Brilliant, because I found them to be really useful. Brilliant offers courses on a large variety of topics in science, computer science, and mathematics. All their courses have interactive visualizations and come with follow-up questions. Whether you want to learn to think like an engineer, brush up your knowledge of algebra, or want to learn coding in Python, Brilliant has you covered. It's an effective way to build up your knowledge and train your problem-solving skills. And you can do it whenever and wherever you have the time. Sounds good? I hope it does. You can try Brilliant yourself for free, and if you use my link brilliant.org/Sabine or scan the QR code, you'll get 20% off the annual premium subscription. So go and give it a try. I'm sure you won't regret it. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Pie, like pig? Yes, that starts with P. Pie. Ooh. Pizza? Yeah, it starts with P. Not butterfly, that's butt. Not keys, that's key.
I should make a music video.
Like penguin and pie,
I haven't
pineapple,
been feeling it. I
pig,
music stuff.
Pizza.
I really have to be in a certain groove.
All right. Circle all the P's, click all the P's.
Stuff. And
I've
been wanting to do a lot of music projects. I think about it all the time. But actually getting myself in the studio.
Show me, girl. Show me.
Boom, right there. Don't have
right there.
The boom,
right there. Oh my God, right there. Right there.
More immediate fires that I can put out. And every day, I might say, well, tomorrow I'm going to be in the studio, and then I get up in the morning, I come to the office, and then it's a day's worth of emergencies I got to deal with. And it's been like that for like a year.
Save answer,
where
submit all answers.
Whenever I think that I'm going to have a lump of time to do something maybe a little off of the usual, that time will just go away with having to take care of emergencies. Emergencies with space, finances, or I got to deal with something with websites. There's been
and this is about the flag that we just colored. Remember?
On a daily basis.
See it in the background, the red, white, and blue.
Taken care of.
All right, now we're going to watch a video about it.
I've had almost daily issues. I had to deal with email issues because my email servers that I pay for, they changed over things and switched settings, and none of my email worked for days, and then I had to, talk with the engineers over there and sort all that out and change settings and everything. And then there's a change on some server, and I can't log on here or there, and I got to take care of that. And it's just every day there's some little thing, there's something that's changed, something doesn't work anymore, and I have to spend all day dealing with that, trying to get something working again that I need to work. And it's like that just about every day now. There's some thing that I gotta deal with here or at the factory, building issues, landlord issues in the city, issues with just something vital that I gotta deal with. It's got nothing to do with FranLab, or maybe it does have something to do with FranLab, or chasing down something I ordered, or just doesn't end. And so any idea that I'm going to have this open time to do something different, it just evaporates. It always just evaporates. And what ends up happening is I'm behind the eight ball all the time. I'm literally find myself behind the eight ball all the time. You bet, it says. You bet. The wise old. But yeah, it's been like that all summer. Saying, Fran, it's not summer anymore, it's autumn. Well, all evidence to the contrary, because it's been 85 degrees every single day. It's autumn, my ass. Well, it's 85 degrees every single day. It's not autumn. It can't be autumn in Philadelphia if it's still 85, 90 degrees. Someone's offering me access to their studio. I've got a perfectly functional studio near the room. I simply don't have the time to be in it. There's not a shortage of equipment. I've got the guitars, I've got the recorder, I've got all the effects, I've got the drum kit, I got the bass, I got everything in there I need to lay down tracks any day of the week. What I don't have, what I can't seem to cull together is the time to do it. Time, that's the thing. I'm not short on equipment, just don't have the time.
Give it a try. Track 4. Here we go.
You're okay. Just a little much. Boom. Learn about Betsy Ross. She sewed the flag. The American flag. What was Betsy Ross known for? For sewing? Yes, for sewing. Hey, yeah, you're gonna have to listen to Daddy and not just look at the words. What did the stars in the American flag represent? What did the stars mean? Does that mean the states? God, hold on, baby, I gotta turn this down now. I just turned it up, now I gotta turn it down. Okay, now let's see how it goes. Okay. Sorry, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, sometimes you don't point at the word. You just listen to Daddy. It's the states, the stars in the flag. You know those little white stars.
Yeah.
They mean the states. They represent the states. What special holiday do people fly their flags? Do you know when people fly their flags? Baby, you don't know what those words mean. Hey, listen to Daddy. Just listen to Daddy. Quit looking at the computer. You don't know what those words mean. It's not pictures. Those are words.
So I heard that
Do you know what holiday they fly the flag?
I heard that.
Well, you didn't listen to the video. Do you need to watch it again?
All their shelf space.
Okay, I don't want to watch it again. Okay, you need to listen to the video when it's playing. Independence Day, baby. They fly the flag during Independence Day. When did Betsy Ross make the flag? Do you remember? Do you know when she made it? Was it a long time ago? Yeah, good girl. It was a long time ago. Now, this is just me walking her through it. Which president asked Betty Ross to make the flag? Do you remember that? You do? Who was it? Do you remember his name?
Sharing shelf space. And then you got one.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a hard question. It was George Washington. You're in pre-K and they're asking you. Yeah, it's okay. Those are really hard questions. They're meant for Daddy to finish for you. There you go. Good job. Good job. You're all right. Maybe you're all right.
Stuff like that.
You're okay.
Like they ain't selling nothing.
It just sometimes you can't. You're pointing at words and you don't even know what the words say, baby, on the screen.
All of this.
That's why you got. Hey, look at Daddy.
Xbox right here.
Sometimes you just got to talk to Daddy, okay? Yeah, you don't even know what you're clicking. Yep. Don't get upset.
Things is going bad
for
Xbox.
What is it saying? We're done here.
Doc, please make the nuke real. You never delivered one, says Lord Snow with a $5 donation. First off, watch your flappy gums.
Okay.
Number 2, do you not, God, do you not see what's going on here today? You don't think I'm taking it seriously enough? I am! We're gonna have to get locked in for this nuke today. I am dead serious. Today's gonna be a dead, like, it might get quiet at times. I might take you into the mind of the two-time. Wake your ass up.
Okay, here we go.
Because you're really talking about the two-time.
Maybe you're okay. Stop getting sensitive every time Daddy has to tell you something. Please stop getting so upset every time Daddy has to tell you something. Good God, dude.
You know who you're
No, my whole family. It's all my kids.
What the
Oppositional defame. I don't know what it is, dude. Yeah. Trying to get rooms, bro. Come on, dude. Stay down. Stay down. Come on. Dude. Oh. Come on. Come on. No pass. No pass. That wasn't a fucking pass. Sorry for cussing. Yeah. That wasn't a pass, dude. Okay. What? What's up? All right, good job.
I thought that was like a nice clear out right there.
Good job, girl. Stay, stay. There you go. Start counting. Ready? Same one or different? That wasn't a pass, huh? Wow.
How many am I on right now?
How many am I on?
Oh my god, it wouldn't have mattered, huh?
How many tries? How many tries? Is it done?
I mean, Jesus. Huh? Their day is coming.
One. Let's go.
I got one. Chance, I got 1 point for objective time, huh? Come on, man. We're starting to get bored. So we need to, like, that's why it's important to stay on top of the nuke narrative today, because if not, the game is f***ing brain dead!
What's it doing?
I hate the mode. I hate the f***ing mode. Get me out of this.
Three.
Get me out!
3.
Welcome back, Doctor.
I've never seen anything like it! No way! Flash? Oh, shit!
Maybe it's one altogether, and that was one. And it's another one. Who knows? Can you count the two for me? Go. Okay, what do you know what number this is? Is that 0? That's probably 0, huh? 0. Can you count these for me?
In the long history of American political aphorisms, my personal favorite has always been, only Nixon
Can you
could
count
go to
these for
China.
me?
A statement which references President Nixon's 1972 meeting with Mao Zedong and his decision to abandon Taiwan's claim to sovereignty over mainland China and recognize the Communist Party as legitimate. This was a seismic turn in geopolitics, and the statement was coined to express that only someone with anti-communist bona fides as strong as Nixon's could have recognized Mao's government without paying a steep political price for it. In the years since, it has been applied to other situations, such as Democratic President Bill Clinton's decision to gut welfare in 1996, where a leader takes a controversial stance that builds support among a new constituency, but is seemingly at odds with their own ideological inclinations. These politicians can only hope that decades of building credibility on these issues prevents any damaging political repercussions. It's a strategy with significant risks built in, but if a politician can successfully thread the needle, then they can emerge with a wider support base. Naturally, Nixon wasn't the first to try it. We should not be surprised that in the long, convoluted, and oftentimes Machiavellian politics of the Roman Republic, we are presented with many examples of this principle in action. Perhaps the ideal Roman formulation of the phrase would be, only a Gracchi can support land reform. The Gracchi brothers were, of course, members of one of Rome's most storied old families, yet they took up the cause of the landless plebeians with unmatched zeal, and famously paid the ultimate price for it. Given their proud lineage, the staunch popularity turn of the eldest brother, Tiberius Gracchus, must have come as a shock to his peers in the Roman nobility, and though our sources provide some insight into his decision to take up the popularity banner, questions remain about the true scope of his goals, and his controversial legacy remains shaped by the tension between hostile sources and laudatory popular traditions. At the popular level, the modern consensus is that Tiberius was a radical, someone committed to the fundamental transformation of the Roman state and the empowering of its plebeian masses to an unprecedented level. Those who view the popular cause with respect and those with disdain for the people seem aligned.
We already
in this
took a
view
break
of
once
Tiberius,
today.
even if they would agree.
Let's get her done.
But when we analyze Tiberius Gracchus's political approach and the social context of his demands, a startlingly different picture emerges. Tiberius was not
you're going to do your 5, then you're going to color 5 tractors.
The Roman state, but rather
color your 5
modest
tractors.
Reformer who was fully committed
Baby,
to the fundamental precepts of the Roman
I know it's
Republic.
work. School is work.
It
Do you need to get up on your knees?
That it was his refusal to embrace
Will
a
that
more
help a little
radical
bit?
path
Get
that
you up a little
ultimately
bit?
led to his downfall and the
Yep,
massacre
start
of
at
the
the number 1.
popularity
There you go.
movement
Start at
that
the top.
followed. The case for Tiberius as a radical is a rather well-tread one, so I
I'm
won't
sorry,
spend
you're
too
fine.
much time
Just go,
outlining its
and go
final
around.
points
After
here,
we finish
but
school,
the
you can
view
have a
rests
snack.
on his decision to take up
We're
the
going to go
popular
outside
cause at all,
after we finish
by
this.
all
I think we have
accounts,
one
a
more
more
lesson
conventional
after this
path
one.
to political prominence was
Then we can
available
go
to him
outside.
through a combination of his aristocratic connections and innate talents. Furthermore, in seeking to redistribute land, Tiberius was striking at the very heart of the Roman elite. We must remember that prior to the emergence of complex money economies, wealth was primarily reckoned in how much land one owned. In this context, his call for land redistribution would be akin to a modern politician calling for the New York Stock Exchange to be collectivized. The final piece of evidence, and the one that I feel is most critical to the case for Tiberius as a radical, is that late in his tribunate, he began to openly flout precedent. First, in his move to depose an opposing tribune, and second, in standing for the office despite the legally
You're
dubious
fine.
nature
She didn't
of his
mess you up.
candidacy.
Start right
Surely,
here.
the argument
trace.
goes, these actions,
You're skipping.
or
Trace
some
this one.
combination of them, testify to someone who aimed to rip up the Roman state at its
Good.
very roots
Glad.
and remake it into something more populist. Perhaps this is the case, though I'm inclined to take a much more conventional view of his political ambitions.
Come on, head off the
For when
paper.
analyzing and
Gotta get your
categorizing
head
the
off
elder
the desk.
Gracchus's
I know
political
it's tough,
career,
baby.
we
That's
must
just
remember
work.
that the
A little
image
bit
of
of work.
Tiberius as a radical has its origins in the propaganda of his enemies. From early on in his tribunate, the
Mama
conservative
helped you
elite
finish your work,
painted him as a threat to the Republic
We
itself,
got this and
claiming
one
that he
more
was
lesson.
only allying himself with the masses in order to gain their support
You don't
so he
need
could
help.
crown himself king. Tiberius,
I need
in
help with this
contrast,
video
always
game. That's what we
maintained
need help
that he was a
with.
politician acting firmly within the
No, stop
Republican
for right
mold.
now.
We
And yeah,
can, of course,
did you
suspect
download
him of
another game or
downplaying his true
something?
aims, but given the
Baby, please
integrity
don't
of
talk to me like
Tiberius
that.
and the
Do
repulsive
you hear me?
character of his
I'm asking
opponents,
you a
I'm
simple
much more
question.
inclined
Yeah,
to
I
give
don't
him
know.
the
No, the
benefit of
games
the
could be
doubt here
downloading
and
and
take him at his
updating in the
word.
background too.
Ironically, it is those
No,
with
that's a
moderate
little
left-wing
crazy. Yeah,
persuasion,
no more.
however,
I'm
for
just saying,
heroes in the
do
ancient
not
past
download
who
any
are most
games without
inclined to believe
asking us
Gracchus
first,
was the man
just so we
depicted
all
in the
can keep
propaganda
track
of
of
elite
how much data we
aristocrats,
use.
and not
But yeah,
the man
Call
he
of Duty
claimed
could
to
be
be. For
updating or
until the
some
very
shit
end of
too
his
and
career,
sucking. We
there
need
was
to
nothing
delete those.
inherently radical about
We're not playing
Tiberius's
them.
agenda, or even
And
his
they're
tactics.
trash.
Not only were his proposals rather moderate in the final
Fucking
reckoning,
Call of Duty's
he sought to
malware,
achieve
bro.
his
I'm pretty
ends
sure.
through means that were well
No, just
within
this year
Republican
size. She
constitutional
can do it by
norms.
herself.
The
Yeah.
office of the tribunate had always wielded enormous
Yep,
power
start at the
within the
top.
Roman constitutional system. Tiberius was simply the first to
Then
realize
go
what the
around.
tribunate was
She's just
capable
tired.
of
And she
and
needs to
employ the
color these.
magistracy to achieve
Her
his
hand's
desired
tired.
reforms.
She just,
Though his
yep.
ultimate aims can be
And when you
debated
guys
by
are after you're
scholars,
done, you can
the
have a snack.
origins of
You can play your
Tiberius's
game, yeah.
popular opinions seem clear enough. Plutarch details that while traveling to Spain to serve as quaestor in 137, he became troubled by the lack of free Roman smallholders. As Tiberius was passing through Tuscany on his way to Numantia, he observed the dearth of inhabitants in the country, and those who tilled its soil or tended its flocks, there were barbarian
sad. I
slaves.
told her we were
He then
bummed.
first
She
conceived
came
the
and knocked
public
on the door
policy,
and asked
which was
us
the
to
cause
collect her
of
mail
countless
for her.
ills to the two
And she'd
brothers.
stop back by, so
Though
we
the
put it in the
decline
pile.
in free citizen farmers was troubling
But
enough
no,
in its
she
own
was like,
right, Tiberius also
remember to feed
understood
those
that it was
babies.
these
You make sure to
landowners who
take care of those.
formed the
And there's
backbone of
3
the
piles
legions.
of food
If Rome was
that
unable
Bub's
to
at.
enlist the soldiers it needed for the
I was like,
wars,
this is.
occupations,
So,
and
I think it just
pacification
bothered her, those
operations
cats
that
being
were
outside,
becoming a
period.
permanent fixture
And
of
like she put
Republican
those dogs in.
politics,
I was like,
then further expansion was
come on, baby.
untenable.
Come on, baby. Let's
After
hurry up
his
and
year
finish.
as quaestor,
Come on. I'm
Tiberius
sorry,
waited
but
for
you're
several years
dragging
in
this out.
Rome before
And
declaring
it
his
just makes it
candidacy
work.
for
Yep,
tribune
come
of the
on. For
plebs.
mama. Finish this,
Despite
and we
his
have one
family's
more
fame
lesson.
and fortune, he
Come on.
seems to have been damaged goods at this time due to his personal conflicts with the Senate over their refusal to ratify a treaty he had negotiated in Numantia. Tiberius was shamed by the Senate for providing terms that were seen as too generous to the tribes, and in the context of Roman politics, he would have taken their refusal to codify his agreement as a slap in the face and an insult to his honor as a Roman. But in 133, he deemed that the time was right to resume his political career. From the start, his campaign seems to have been fueled by populist fervor, as Tiberius confidently broke ranks with many of his fellow aristocrats and courted the support of the masses. Cicero tells us that he took the office because he was so infuriated with the nobility. Campaigning in opposition to Rome's oligarchs was ironically only possible because of the immense wealth of his family and the prestige of his name, as well as the clientship obligations he had accumulated as a powerful aristocrat. He was supported by prominent senators and even ex-consuls, but we don't know if this was because they also saw the need for reform or due to the complex system of favors that defined Roman politics. But still, a turncoat is a turncoat, and the masses love a good class traitor, especially one that is ideologically committed to their cause. The energy and ambition of Tiberius were most of all kindled by the people themselves, who posted writings on porticos, house walls, and monuments, calling upon him to recover for their poor the public land. Tiberius rode a wave of popular support into the tribunate with a clear mandate for reform. Everyone knew that this is what he was campaigning on, and that he intended to harness the incredible power of the tribunate to deliver change that the Roman people had been demanding for years. This was made clear in his brilliant speeches that even Cicero, who was a committed ideological opponent, praised as splendid. Whenever, with the people crowding around the rostra, he took his stand there and pleaded for the poor, "The wild beasts that roam over Italy," he would say, "have every one of them a cave or lair to lurk in. But the men who fight and die for Italy enjoy the common air and light, indeed, but nothing else. Houseless and homeless, they wander about with their wives and children, and it is with lying lips that their imperators extort the soldiers in their battles to defend sepulchres and shrines from the enemy. For not a man of them has an hereditary altar. Not one of all these many Romans an ancestral tomb. But they fight and die to support others in wealth and luxury. And though they are styled masters of the world, they have not a single clod of earth that is their own." But despite this radical language, the proposed reforms were actually quite moderate and were drafted with input from a cross-section of leading aristocrats. For instead of seizing all farmland and redistributing it evenly among all Roman citizens, Tiberius only sought to enforce existing limitations on the amount of public land that could be owned by any individual. In fact, his laws were specifically drawn up with the purpose of enforcing existing laws that were already on the books, but were being ignored by the corrupt Roman elite. Passing laws to demand that existing laws are enforced is not the calling card of a revolutionary. Rather, it is indicative of someone that is invested in protecting the legitimacy of the current governmental structure. But not only did Tiberius's reforms not touch the vast private estates of the wealthy, they even accommodated those that had illegally taken charge of public land by increasing the legal maximum allotment from 500 aegura, or roughly 300 acres, to up to 1,000 aegura if they had 2 sons. Tiberius was so conciliatory that he was prepared to effectively double the legal public land claims of wealthy landowners. But still, they fought him tooth and nail.
1,000 acres
This
ain't that
demonstrates
much.
that the public land claims of the oligarchs who dominated the Senate were far,
Maybe
far
back then
in
it
excess
was, but
of
yeah.
not just the legal maximum, but of Tiberius's extension.
Like, that's not a
If
very
you're
big
enjoying this
estate.
video, please do us a favor
You're a
by
wealthy
liking,
Roman, and I don't
commenting,
know.
and
Who knows
subscribing.
how that works?
We're a small channel, and this is the only way to get the almighty YouTube algorithm to notice us. Furthermore, you can help Tribunate become more sustainable by becoming a member for as little as 99 cents a month. Thank you for all of your support.
What are we talking about 1,000 acres for?
These efforts at
They were talking about
moderation
wealthy
won
Romans or
Tiberius no
something
support
owning
from the
1,000
conservative
acres.
diehards,
I'm like,
and
yeah, that's a
despite
lot.
overwhelming popular backing for the bill,
But
it was DOA in the Senate.
for a rich
Reading
guy,
the
like
writing
for a
on the
rich
wall,
Roman villa,
Tiberius
when
initially
1,000
took the
acres,
bill
I guess
directly
it's
to
kind
the
of big.
plebeian
They might have gotten a
assemblies,
lot of more
declining
food per
to
acre
even give
than
the
we do.
Senate an
Now
opportunity
that's
to
what they're
voice its
buying there.
opinion on the matter. The elite were incensed by
Labor
this breach of
intensive, you had
protocol,
all those
which, though
slaves, who
entirely
knows? Maybe they got a lot of
constitutional,
food out of
violated
1,000
centuries of
acres. But yeah,
precedent. In response,
it's
they
not
worked
that
with another
our farm
tribune
out in
named
Ava was
Octavius,
1,000,
who
almost
was
1,000
himself
acres, and it
an
wasn't
owner
that
of
big.
public
Like it was
land.
the but
Octavius vetoed the vote by the
you can look
assembly
from
and
one
so
side to
prevented the
the other.
passage of the bill. His
Like
position
one
here is
from
a
one of that
reminder
the
that
hilltop over
despite the
there to the
radical
hilltop
origins
to
of
the
the
other,
tribunate,
basically.
the
Like it's a
magistracy
little
was
piece of
typically
land.
held
It's
by
not.
elites with little interest in the material well-being
Oh
of
well,
the
I had it
poorest
come back
plebeians.
too. It's a little
But
wild.
despite his aristocratic
It's all
leanings
frizzy
and the
right now, and I
long-standing
washed it.
hesitance of most tribunes to advocate for any meaningful
Yeah,
change,
and it may be.
Octavius's decision to veto the will of the people was unprecedented and a severe breach of faith. The
Good job.
tribunician veto was
Hurry up.
intended to protect the people
Yeah.
from
You
abuse
waking
by the
up
elite,
finally?
not to be used against the very electoral body that selected the tribunes and was recognized as the authoritative voice of popular sentiment. Tiberius attempted reasoning with Octavius, but it is difficult for a man to see
What time we
logic
going to pick
when his
up the
pocketbook is on the
car?
line, and he refused to yield.
Okay.
In response, Tiberius proposed an unusual solution, that the plebeians vote on whether or not Octavius should be deposed from office. When, however, Octavius was not to be persuaded, Tiberius introduced a law depriving him of his tribuneship, and summoned the citizens to cast their votes upon it at once. Now there were 5 and 30
There.
tribes, and when
Nice, girl.
17 of them had cast their
Yeah, try to
votes,
stay
and the
in
addition
line
of
a
one
little bit.
more
Yeah, you
would
do
make it
pretty-
necessary for Octavius to
Very
become
good.
a private citizen,
Wait, not
Tiberius
done.
called a
I think
halt
we have
in
one
the
more
voting,
lesson.
and again entreated
We can be done
Octavius,
for the day.
embracing him and kissing him in the sight of the people,
Not yet.
and
Not yet.
fervently
We can put
begging
those
him
up and
not
we're
to
all
allow
done.
himself to be dishonored, and not to attach to a friend
When we're done, we'll
responsibility
put all
for a
our
measure
stuff
so
up.
grievous and severe. On hearing these entreaties, we are told Octavius was not altogether untouched or unmoved. His
You
eyes
were
filled
3,
with
now you're
tears, and
4.
he stood silent
Yes.
for a long time. But when he turned his gaze toward the men
Okay,
of wealth
one
and
more.
substance who were standing in a body together, his awe of them, as it would seem, and his fear
Yep,
of ill
and this
repute
is-
among
this one's
them,
easy.
led him
This
to
one's
take
easy.
every risk with boldness and bid Tiberius do what he
You got 2
pleased.
videos
And
and
so
then
the
some
law was
questions.
passed,
So you
and
gotta listen.
Tiberius
Yep.
ordered one of his freedmen
That's all.
to drag
Number 5.
Octavius from the rostra. This was Tiberius's first step into something truly radical, the idea
Number
that
5.
tribunes served at the pleasure of the people, and not as disinterested aristocrats who could pad their resume with a stint as tribune before moving on to another office. He was formulating a theory of governance and popular sovereignty that was new in Rome. It was likely this conviction that the people should determine who served as tribune that pushed Tiberius to violate conventional norms and run for a second term. Opponents tarred him with charges of aiming at monarchy, but Tiberius felt that the people alone, and not the inherently conservative traditions of the state, should decide who was elected as tribune. As far as we know, he was the first in Rome to express the idea that it was the people who were sovereign, and that Rome was comprised of its citizens, not the aristocrats who dominated its
Strawberries?
institutions. When the bill passed, and the Senate retaliated by refusing to fund the commission that was to reapportion public land, Tiberius employed this same line of argument to lay claim to the revenue of Pergamum, which its heirless king had left in his will to the populus Romanus. Previously, this income would have been recognized as falling to the Senate, but Tiberius read the will literally. After all, who were the populus Romanus, if not the plebeians themselves? Tiberius therefore became the first Roman to ask an important question about how a state is formed and who it should represent. His ideas about popular sovereignty remained a treacherous fault line for the remainder of the Roman Republic, and even now, political debates in modern democracies still center at their very heart on the issue of who really ought to rule. All of this occurred because a Roman aristocrat began to take his own arguments to their logical conclusion, shaped by his experience as an advocate for the masses and as an opponent of a corrupt and uncaring elite that refused to see the necessity of reform. This uncovering of fundamental contradictions at the heart of the Roman state makes Tiberius one of the most compelling figures in Roman history, but we must not overstate his populist convictions. At least initially, the program of land redistribution was framed as a necessity to make more free citizens eligible for the legions. He wanted more legionaries so that Rome would be better equipped to conquer abroad, stealing treasure and people alike from the wider Mediterranean world to enrich themselves. Tiberius may have come to see the shared humanity and dignity of all Roman citizens, but he didn't recognize non-Romans as worthy of this same basic respect. He was, at his heart, still an imperialist, and he wanted to create a more efficient Roman war machine to project Roman power abroad while exploiting those outside the protections of Roman citizenship and society. Furthermore, while he objected to foreign slaves working the vast latifundia of the rich and taking the jobs of free Romans, he had no issue with slavery as a practice. It may be hard to condemn him specifically for this, as it was a sin shared by all his fellow countrymen, but it is frustrating to see someone in the ancient world come so close to recognizing the ills of slavery, but be unable to take the logical next step and understand the inherent wickedness of the entire institution.
The way the website's
We can,
designed,
of course, simply call him a
I
man of
could
his
not
time in
get
these
her to
respects,
click to
for
what
that
was after
is what he
Wednesday,
was.
even though
But applying
right
this
next
label
to
in his
Wednesday is
defense
Thursday.
also necessarily
Dude,
detracts
and she
from any
just-
efforts to paint him as an
I
innovator
don't know
in
what
the
it
field
is.
of human rights.
Come on,
Simply
man.
put,
Okay,
Tiberius
Oh,
made
is this
his
not
radical
over?
breakthrough
Sorry, this
far
isn't
too
over.
late and was far too limited in how he applied his convictions to save his political
I
project
thought it was
and
over.
even his
No.
own life.
Yep.
But though
I'm
Tiberius's
back.
story ends in tragedy,
Okay.
his land
Okay.
reform law was maintained even
All
after
right.
his death.
5 smiley
Furthermore,
faces.
his victories
But yeah, bell
and his
ringer. It's
setbacks
the
should
way it's
point the way for
structured.
other
It's the way
popularity
it
reformers to fight
causes
for
fucking.
improvements in the lives
No,
of the
half of
poorest
these you can
Romans.
tell they're
He
made for
may
the
have
parents to
begun
do
as
for
a
the
simple
kids.
reformist, but
And
the
I still
questions
walk
that
through
he
it with
asked,
her and tell
the
her, but like
contradictions that
they
he
had a
introduced,
video
and the
and
legacy
like
that
we're
he
asking
left
her like
would ripple through
who asked
time to
Betsy
provoke
Ross
revolutions.
to sew the
So,
flag.
given that he renounced
Like
his
that's the
place in
second
the
or
inner
third grade.
aristocracy to selflessly take up the
So
cause of
anyways, it was like
others,
so it's
and was even
okay.
martyred for his
How many?
unflinching
Sorry, baby.
advocacy,
How many dots?
I think Tiberius has earned our respect, and we ought not remember
Good
him for his
job.
shortcomings, but for
How
the
many?
profound
Where's the
good
four
that
down
he
here?
did for Rome, and that
Good
his legacy
job.
still inspires to this
Okay,
very
how
day.
many do you see?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, do you see a 3 down there? Good job. Oh, count these.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good job. Where's the 5 down there? Aha! Aha! Got him. I think we're done. Hold on. Let's see.
Before the construction of any project, the architect carefully prepares working plans so that correct coordination of all trades is ensured. The principles of building construction are the same for all types of work, no matter how large or how small. The examples to be shown are applied to the construction of a house. The principles involved may also be applied to larger types of construction. Besides good principles or methods, successful construction is dependent on 1, good planning,
And we need to do
2,
these
good
evidence capture
craftsmanship, and
somehow.
3, good teamwork.
So yeah, no, that's it.
Firstly,
Got everything
one
for
must be
today,
certain
kid.
of the strength of the foundation. The trenches have been excavated to receive the footing.
And then tomorrow
The
we
wooden
only have.
hurdles correctly placed and marked with a saw cut so that the setting outlines can be
It's
stretched
okay.
between
She's
them.
gonna get off in 1
To
minute.
strengthen the concrete steel reinforcing rods
Yeah,
are
put your
used,
stuff up,
which
please.
form
Good job.
reinforced concrete beams when complete. Each length is fabricated before
Hold
laying
on.
it in the
I'm
trench.
right in the middle of something. Sydney Mahar.
The rods are twitched together with a tie wire at all crossings. This job employs a continuous concrete mixing plant. The mixer can deliver large quantities of concrete for any period required. Watch how the materials go into the hopper.
Yeah, and we've been doing all the additional stuff too, which isn't required. You can't, if you go to the calendar just has the required stuff on it. See, like this is all additional.
Yeah.
But if you go to the to-do list, you can't tell the difference.
The proportions of these
And we were
materials
behind,
vary
so I was
according to
just
the
going
strength
to
of
the
mixture
to-do
required.
list.
Yeah.
But
The
either way,
correct
we're
amount of
coming.
water is added
All right.
once the materials are being mixed
Good job,
before
baby.
being run. When mixed with the required
Oh yeah,
time,
her and her
the
brother
concrete
went
is
out on a
made
leap
to its
hunt.
position
Oh,
on the job.
do-do-do.
The concrete is rammed or puddled in between and around the reinforcing bars, and lime must be slaked
And
before
then when they
mixing with
came in,
sand to
Daddy
form
and
mortar.
baby glued them
Lime
in
should
piece of
stand
paper.
for several days before using. The bricklayer turns the mortar over with his trowel to make it smooth and workable. The first course on top of the concrete footing is laid. Piers are bonded into the walls
But
to
yeah, those
support
bell
floor
ringers cause a
bearers.
fight every year.
These attached piers are
And I can
inclined
just say,
with
well, you know, I'm
sleeper
stubborn.
piers.
I just don't want to do it for her. Like I don't.
The damp
So,
course is most
but the
important,
minute,
and
like,
in this position it prevents dampness
she's like,
rising
she
in
gets
the wall.
sensitive.
Here,
Yeah.
The
the
minute it becomes
architect
work, or the
inspects
minute
placing
you
of
have
the
to
damp
correct
course.
her or try to,
Wall ties are
like
necessary
on
at regular intervals,
Schoolology, I'll
both
ask her a
horizontally
question
and
and she's starting to
vertically.
point to an answer.
Air
She doesn't
pits
even
are
know what the
essential
fucking
for
words
underfloor
mean.
ventilation.
But for some
They
reason,
also
being on
ventilate
the
the
lap
wall
and going,
cavities.
she's going like that.
The
I'm like,
reinforced
no, look at
concrete
me,
floors are
baby.
supported
Daddy's
on
asking you a
four-belt
question.
course.
Don't point
When
at the
completed, this course
screen.
is grouted in with
It's
cement
not a
mortar to
picture.
make
Those
it
are
solid.
work. It's a fight every morning. And no, there was like, it's down there and it goes Wednesday, Thursday. Then I've got the cursor on Wednesday. But can you see that? That's up here, right?
The
What's right
drains are
after it,
carefully taken
baby?
through external
What's
walls and turned up to floor level to
no.
receive the
Then you
waste
go to
from
some, I go
interior
with that.
plumbing fittings.
No, it's a
Note the
weird.
different fittings necessary.
Which means her intuition is just, it's anti-intuitive. She's having to
Sewerage
fight.
service pipes are
But it
being laid
causes a
to
fight every morning
predetermined
with us.
fall. The
So then I
drain
have to go,
seals
okay,
all
let's say
corners
our
with
days of the
cement
week.
mortar so that no leaks can
And
occur.
then,
Inspection openings
but
are
no, she'll get
provided,
stubborn and she
particularly
just
at points
literally,
where the
she got
drains change
upset.
direction.
Dude. She wanted Sunday to be after fucking Wednesday. No matter what I did, she was upset. Like, so I think she has oppositional defiance disorder a little bit. No, she gets it from her dad. She gets stubborn. She gets her mind set, and then she gets upset when you try to instruct her. At least me. I'm not. I can't. I gotta get highest pitched voice. The hell, okay, baby. And she's getting old enough now. She suspects, like, that's not quite right. But the boys, she can't. She can't register that I'm being sarcastic. She doesn't know sarcasm yet. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just trying not to lose my shit on her. But it seems like she's doing it on purpose to make you lose your shit. No, like, why are you doing that? What's right before Wednesday? And I'll even point to Wednesday, and she'll have her finger on Wednesday, Mom, but she'll jump Tuesday and Monday, go Sunday. I'm like, no, what's right before it? There's right. What's right next to it, baby? What's right in front of it? And it just, you'll see her move, and it hurts. You'll see it hurting her. I don't know what's going on. And the way it's designed, the way it's. But those fucking bell ringers cause a fight every morning. Just a weird, awkward, horrible way to get off on the day. So I'm like, I don't think these have been tested, really. I think you just kind of did them.
Down below, the carpenters are cramping the flooring boards for securely
nailing to each guys, just, yeah.
In the roof
and like that, they got smiley faces. They're this big. On this, she can't keep track, dude.
The roof construction is finally
so then I have to hit Control plus Control and zoom in so she can count those fucking smiley faces. No, it's little shit like that. Did you actually test it, dude? Or are you just doing it for them, like Scout? You're just doing it for your kids, and then you're fucking mystified when they're 18 years old and can't fucking do anything for themselves.
Thus completing the chimney.
No, that's the cold. No, I'm sitting here going, this shit ain't made for her. It's made for me to do for her.
Yeah.
I'm like, how much of this shit? Yeah.
Before the tiler
that culture of doing shit for your kids.
The eaves gutter because the tiler works from the gutter upwards. The roof tiler is the next tradesman to come onto the job. His job
and
is
it probably because in the people with stay-at-home moms, who's that help, dude?
We now see the roof tiler carrying stacks
and then it just feeds right, you know what I mean? All that fucking
home. How carefully and easily he walks along the open roof and stacks the tiles on the battens ready for laying. Now observe how he lays the tiles quickly and without hesitation.
So anyway, I'm learning as much as she's learning. No, it is,
the
dude.
plumber, in the meantime, is connecting the downpipe to the eaves.
My shit!
Back again with the roof tiler.
Who's the girl from SpongeBob, the teacher? What is her name? Huh?
Tile to the required shape.
Puff? Yeah, I'm totally Mr. Puff.
She's a pufferfish.
Yeah, I'm totally Mr. Puff. That's me.
After the tiler has laid the roofing tiles around the chimney, the plumber fixes a lead flashing to make watertight the junction of the roof with the chimney. We see him raking out the brickwork joints for insertion of step flashing to face of chimney. The flashing is securely fixed into position with lead plugs. And the joint is then pointed with
I guess
cement
Sydney said
mortar.
everyone was impressed with the chicken and dumplings. So
oh, were they?
They were all like,
Having completed the laying of the tiles, the tiler proceeds to make his
like
work
real
watertight
people food.
by setting into position the
Were they
capping
taking
tiles
pictures of
on
it?
the hips and ridges.
I'm being serious, dude.
Instagram it.
Instagram it. Look, it's real food. Oh my God.
Then, to finish his work,
not
the roof
factory
tiler
food.
securely ties the tiles
It's
to the
real
fixing
food
back
in the
with copper
wild.
wire. A small lug is cast on the tile for this purpose. Once the roof covering is on, the structure is complete, and the plasterer begins the work of adding the finishing surface to the walls. After this operation, the ceilings may then be fixed. The painter, who meanwhile has been prime coating all painted timber and joinery,
Oh yeah, you
now
guys
gives the
make your
cement
snack
rendered
now.
walls a priming
So
coat.
make a snack.
Electrical
Sydney.
switches are fixed and
Get
a neat
off
cover
there.
plate completes the
You
job.
guys need to go
In the
play.
kitchen, the plumbing fittings have been placed in position and a plumber fixes the water taps.
And
The
you got
carpenters have
plenty
built
of
into
potato
position the
chips
kitchen
to make
cupboards
it.
and fix a skirting to the wall. On the exterior, the painters are busy applying the final coat of paint.
What bowl
This
is
is
this?
exacting work and requires careful consideration and careful application.
Okay. Sister.
Meanwhile, the carpenters are fitting and hanging the sashes to the box frames.
Oh hey, what about the Fritos?
Note the sash weights, which must be of the correct weight in order to balance the glazed sash.
Okay.
And note how smoothly the sash runs up and down because it has been correctly fitted.
Are they any good?
Having completed the building, attention must now be given to outside requirements.
You would like the
Paths
yellow
must
bowl?
be formed, steps built, and all work left clean and tidy on completion.
Yeah, we have that.
The architect, builder,
No.
and everybody concerned is pleased and satisfied with the result of this project because it is the product of good planning, good craftsmanship, and good teamwork. In this film, you have seen the importance of coordinated effort on the part of all trades. May it serve as a guide to all who are interested in good construction, no matter how small your task. Your part is necessary in order to achieve a successful objective. Remember, teamwork ensures
I'm just
success.
saying, don't eat all that. Hey, you want some Fritos or not?
Before we take roll, I want to read a short letter. It says, as of 10/6/2025, I resign as police chief of Cordova. I hope the city of Cordova the best and keep moving forward. Jason Hare.
A brief resignation letter from Jason Hare read aloud before the swearing in of interim police chief Harold Cox.
I, Harold Cox.
I, Harold Cox.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Once the council meeting was over, Mayor Jeremy Pate spoke to us on the sudden departure of Hare, though he wouldn't confirm the reason behind Hare's resignation.
There's been chatter on the internet of, an incident. And so we were just saying that we handle things in a swift manner.
When you're referring to an incident, are you referring to this one?
An incident, yeah.
Is this Jason Hare in this video?
Yes.
This video, sent to ABC 3340, appears to show an interaction between a man and a woman. Mayor Jeremy Pate confirming to me that the man in this video is now former Chief Jason Hare. In the video, you can see Hare walk up to her, pat her head, and she appears to swat him away. Later on in the clip, he's seen leaning over her, appearing to briefly guide her head towards him. She again swats him away.
Is there anything that you wanted to say to the people of Cordova who may be confused or shocked to see a video of their chief like that on Facebook?
Well, the only thing I can say is that, nobody wants to be in a position like that, and the flesh is weak, and people will get caught up in stuff sometimes that they don't intentionally or don't necessarily want to do, and I'm not making excuses for anybody. I'm just saying everybody gets caught up in situations that aren't good situations.
This video is dated August 26. Pate claims he wasn't made aware of the actions in the video until Saturday.
The only investigation was done by me. And as soon as that was brought to my attention, we immediately made sure that we followed what the personnel policy says, and we followed it to a T, and we did our investigation, and then we concluded that yesterday.
Do you think there should be an external investigation into maybe dispatch or the officers if this happened back in August and you didn't learn about it until Saturday?
Well, we're definitely still asking questions about what went on and why that this was delayed, getting turned over to us.
Well, like, what are they?
They're just like pasta.
Cardinal Parolin's interview in the Vatican's official newspaper, given on the occasion of October 7th, has not gone over well with Israel. The Israeli embassy to the Holy See published its criticisms of the Cardinal's words with this message. Israel claims the interview was well-intentioned, but at the same time points out that his responses risk undermining the efforts to end the war. This transpired while negotiations are taking place in Egypt based on Donald Trump's peace plan. The discontent stems from 3 specific points.
So yeah,
First,
I
they say
think they're
Parolin
trying to like
focused on
set up Trump
criticizing Israel. Secondly, they
like
believe
the
he overlooked
Antichrist or
Hamas's
something,
refusal to release the
and give him a
hostages.
Nobel
Third,
Peace
and
Prize
perhaps
for
most
that shit that
controversial,
happened
they
in
disagree with
Israel,
the
and
use
you're
of the
like,
term
what?
massacre, which, according to the embassy, equates Hamas's terrorist attacks with Israel's legitimate right to
No, I was
self-defense.
telling Bubs that
The
the other
Vatican
day. I was like,
statement came
where's these
directly from the Pope
miracles
just a
he's
few
supposed
hours
to
later.
have?
The press
No,
asked
I
Pope
was
Leo
even,
XIV
Hitler
about the
had,
message,
you
and the
know,
pontiff responded with
Napoleon
his
brought
full
order
support
back
for
to
his number 2.
France after the, like,
Preferisco no
no, the
comentar eso y
Antichrist
el
is supposed to,
cardinale
and I don't
expresó
see it,
convenio
dude.
con lo que
I know he
la
keeps
opinión de los
saying he's
santos
the
seis
greatest president
experiencias.
ever, but like,
The first thing Parolin
what
did in
has
the
he
interview was
actually
condemn the
fucking
terrorist attacks
done?
of October 7th,
No,
something
the
that the
unemployment
diplomat,
rate,
the Holy
nothing has
See, and the
changed.
popes
I
have
don't see
done
no
from the beginning of the
factories.
conflict. The
I
brutal
don't see the
violence
roads
perpetrated
all
against
getting
children,
paved. I
women,
don't
young
see everyone
people, and
going
the
back to
elderly
work
cannot
like
be
Hitler. Do
justified in
you?
any way.
So
It was
anyways,
an
he's going to
unworthy
try to turn
massacre,
this
and I
Israel
repeat,
thing.
inhumane.
So you stop
Then Cardinal
murdering
Parolin
fucking
emphasized that a state
people.
has the right to defend itself.
What?
However, this is where he
That's
goes on
not,
to
what
underline the
the fuck?
importance of proportionality, which became the source of Israel's
So
displeasure.
you're going to
The
stop
cardinal
drone
said he was
striking and
dismayed by the
bombing
number of
people, and
deaths in
you're some
Palestine
kind of
following
hero
Israel's
because
response
of
to the
what the
2023 Hamas
fuck?
attack, and he considers it unacceptable to define
Like
this
if he would have
population as
stopped it
collateral victims.
beforehand, that might have
Dozens,
been
sometimes
something.
hundreds,
If he
countless
would have
children
stopped
whose
it,
only
you know,
crime
within the
seems to be
first
having
week.
been born there. We
It's
run
been
the
a
risk
fucking
of
year,
becoming
dude.
accustomed to this
They
carnage.
flattened the whole
People killed
place.
while trying to reach for a
Like,
scrap
what
of
the fuck
bread.
are you talking
People
about,
buried underneath the
peace?
rubble of their homes.
They're all
It's
dead.
unacceptable and
Oh my,
unjustified
no,
to reduce
like,
human beings to
they're
mere
all
collateral
dead, dude.
victims.
So
Thus,
anyways,
where
I
the
was like, this
controversy
is
begins. According to the Israeli embassy, Israel's
just
actions cannot be
how far
compared to
from
Hamas's
reality
actions.
things are becoming.
There is no moral
And that they
equivalence between a
sincerely believe
democratic
they can
state that
just
protects
fucking
its
put it on the
citizens and
internet
a
and it
terrorist
makes it true.
organization that tries to kill them. We
Well,
hope
I'm
that
great
future
because I
statements
said I'm
reflect this
great.
important distinction.
And you're like,
Regarding
what
the
the
release of
fuck?
Israeli
No,
hostages
dude,
by
this is
Hamas,
weird.
Parolin said
So,
he's deeply moved by the images
but
of
maybe he
prisoners
truly
held
believes
captive in
enough time. If
tunnels,
you know, that's
starving.
that he's a
He
salesman.
once
You
again
just keep
offered
saying
Israel
it,
the
dude.
assistance of the
Say
Holy
it,
See
say
and
it, say
whatever
it,
it
and then it
needed.
becomes
I
true. You
express my deepest
manifest it.
condolences. I pray daily for
Oh,
your
fuck,
suffering,
man.
and I assure you of our full
Okay.
availability to do everything possible so that you may be reunited with your loved ones safe
You know,
and
that's what they
sound.
say about
Or at the
Julius
very
Caesar, that
least,
he was
recover the
fake as
body of
fuck,
those who
and
were
they made
killed
it all
so
up.
that they may be buried with dignity.
So
In fact,
maybe, I don't
families of
know,
both
but I'm just
Israeli
like,
and
I
Palestinian
just don't
hostages have
see,
visited the Vatican on more than one occasion. They previously met with
I
Pope
don't see the
Francis in the
miracles,
hope that the
dude. I
visibility of this
don't,
meeting might
the
help them to
economy
return
hasn't even
home.
turned around, dude. I see a bunch of guys in fucking masks and blue jeans snapping people off the streets. That's all I see, dude.
Yep.
In oversized pickup trucks wearing blue. I see a bunch of short, fat guys wearing
Hello
blue
and
jeans,
welcome.
driving
Bucky O'Hare,
oversized
by writer
pickup
Larry
trucks,
Hama, and the artist
nabbing
Michael
people off the
Golden, is probably
streets.
best remembered as a
That's
cartoon
all I
series,
see,
or as an
bro.
arcade game, which had a home console version and a handheld version.
I mean, but yeah, if there's been a
However, it began
manufacturing
as a serialized
renaissance in this
story in the
country,
anthology
I'm not
title
aware
Echoes of
of.
Future Past,
If
from Neil
everyone,
Adams
if we have
Continuity
a
Comics
100%
between
employment rate,
1984 and
do we have 100%?
1985. It was
Has
then
everyone got a
compiled
job
as
that wants a
Continuity's
job?
first graphic novel, which saw print in
I don't think so
1986.
either. I don't. Yeah,
Finally, it was
this is
published again
weird,
as a
man.
comic book series in 1991. That series was intended to run 6 issues, but only 5 were ever printed, so it's incomplete. The good news is, it's not really unfinished. That series was just a reformatted version of the original serialized story, which does have an ending.
About 20-30 minutes.
First, let's get into what Bucky O'Hare is about.
Good.
Now, for clarity, I'm going to summarize the graphic novel. There are minor differences between it and the serialized story, mainly at the beginning. The comic series has numerous changes, but I'll get into that later. Although the sequence of events is the same in all 3 versions. Hi, this is Alan, the voice of Strange Brain Parts. Sorry for the interruption, but I'll be brief. Please subscribe and support this channel on Patreon. Links are down below. Thank you. Now back to the video. The story is about Captain Bucky O'Hare and the intrepid crew of the
only
starship
miracle
Righteous
I
Indignation,
see from Trump,
which may be the best ship name of all time.
It's making
It's a name
everyone
that
look so
immediately
fucking
says,
stupid.
yeah,
Making the whole
we're
system
rebels. Want to make something
show
of it?
itself how stupid it was.
The opening line
and
is
how
also
long
kind
it's
of
probably
classic.
how
It's the
kayfabe
day after
everything is.
yesterday in a
That's
seedy
the only
section
thing
of the universe.
That's the Trump
Then
miracle.
again,
Well,
I
that's
might
your
be
Trump
slightly
card,
biased
right?
about opening
It
lines
breaks all the
involving other
rules, breaks all the.
universes.
It's a Trump card.
Anyway,
So
this
yeah, all
universe
it's
was
doing
officially
is
named
showing
the Aniverse for
how
the
fucking
cartoon.
fake
It's
everything
not properly
was.
named in the comic.
Yeah.
But I'm going to call it the Aniverse for the sake of simplicity. The righteous indignation is under attack from the
By the
evil
way, a
Toad
Kennedy died.
Empire.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, they take
Dude,
damage
no,
to their
no.
engines, which
Do you
means
remember
engaging
Ted
their
Kennedy?
warp drive to
Yes.
escape would have
It was Ted
unpredictable
Kennedy's
results.
Mm.
Faced with the choice between
he was
uncertainty
89.
or certain death, Bucky powers up the
But
drive
I didn't
and takes
know
his
because it was
chances.
before my time.
This creates a link between the Aniverse and
But
our
I heard like
universe.
Betty Ford,
Specifically,
you know,
it links with
Gerald
the
Ford's
photon
wife, the
accelerator of
first
the boy
lady,
genius, Willie
being
DeWitt.
open about alcoholism.
Willie has an interesting home life.
That was
His
one of
parents
the
are
first
products of
times,
the
you know,
60s, and they prefer he went outside and touch
it.
grass,
But I
rather
guess
than,
too,
attempt to improve humanity through
that
science.
Kennedy girl,
They are
his
faceless,
wife was
non-authority
a
figures,
big
and a parody of the
advocate for
granola-eating
alcoholism
protesters
and
from a different
depression,
time.
mental illness.
Oh.
Also,
She
they have
came
no
out
problem
was
leaving their
and
child
back
at home
then, no,
alone
dude,
while they
back
go off
then
and
that
do
shit
their own
was.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
You
Not
still
a great
can't in the
look,
military,
but at
dude.
least
You
they're not
can't say
forcing their
shit about
child
being
to
depressed.
participate in
That's
their
it. Your
lifestyle and
career is
beliefs. So
over.
there's that.
They're not going to put you in
Moving
charge
on.
of shit, dude.
Bucky and the members of his
You
crew
tend to get
find themselves
moody
in Willie's
sometimes.
room. After a brief misunderstanding, Willie offers
So,
to
but I
help
guess
repair
that was a
their
big
engine.
deal with her.
Unfortunately, the Toads are still attacking the ship. Reality begins to distort,
Being
and
you
the
can
first
bring
mate,
things up and
Jenny,
talk. I
shuts the
remember,
warp drive
dude, that was
down
only
to
the
prevent the
90s.
entire crew
People
from being
just
captured.
still weren't talking
This
about
leaves Bucky
depression.
stranded in Willie's dimension,
Like, you
as the
weren't,
righteous
no.
indignation is taken over by Toads. Luckily, the Toads
And now,
ignore
like
the
everybody,
robot,
that's like the
Blinky,
first thing
who
they
turns
say.
the warp drive
I
on
either have
again, which
anxiety
allows
or
everyone to
depression.
travel to the Aniverse.
Yeah.
Willie goes
But
along
everyone's
to
got
fix the
anxiety. That's what they
engines.
found out. Once
Yeah.
In a
oh,
chilling
we all
history
have
lesson,
anxiety.
let's
Well,
learn that
fuck
the
yeah,
Toads
we
were once
do.
a consumer-obsessed society that created
I
a
could be
worldwide
homeless
computer
in 30
network.
days, man.
The
Like,
network declared itself
I'm
a
30
dictator,
days from
lobotomized its
homelessness.
creators, and took control,
You think I'm not a
turning
little
the world into an
anxious?
industrial regime. A more serious modern parallel about
Some people are,
radicalization
when
and
you're in that
groupthink
fucking nightly
using a
motel
worldwide
shit, you have
network
24
is
hours,
pretty
man.
easy to make here. Afterwards, the Toad Empire
You know,
decided
that
to rule the
sense
entire
of
galaxy,
insecurity.
which
You know, the
began the
next
war
day,
Bucky and
you
his
ain't got
crew
a
now
place to
fight.
fucking sleep, man.
There are numerous lighthearted misadventures and complications as the team tried to rescue Jenny and repair their spaceship. It's all good fun that has a sense of adventure and danger, but never gets too serious. Bucky encounters a godlike being who is highly ambivalent about the Toad Empire plundering his planet for resources. With the assistance of this being, the crew of the Righteous Indignation are assembled together once again.
Oh, okay, I'm
The Toad
coming.
commander, displeased they've escaped, decides to destroy the planet and kill Bucky and his crew. However, the resources the Toads plundered to power that planet-destroying weapon are an illusion. When they position their ship to fire on the planet, the illusion disappears and their ship implodes. The heroes are saved. That's a nice subtle critique of consumer culture and how the meaningless greed it inspires is a fantasy that leads to self-destruction. It's also a very slight copy of the ending to A New Hope, which just goes to show how influential and pervasive that movie was back in the late 70s. In Willie's universe, his parents return home. They're impressed with a note he left behind that they interpret as Willie running away from home and asserting some type of independence. Unfortunately, they turn off his interdimensional device because it wastes energy. Willie is now trapped in the Aniverse. Bucky suggests Willie join their crew.
It's one tap.
And they will find a way
You
to
tap
get
it
him home.
one time too many, Mom.
Yeah.
You tap it one time too many, and it just.
According to the
No,
writer,
it's intense.
Larry Hama,
This
who's
is
best
straight
known for his
up
long
fucking
run on
Simon
G.I. Joe,
Says,
Bucky
dude.
was first created around
Woo.
1978.
No, it's
It was
intense. It's
intended to
tight.
be a series for
It's
DC.
tight.
However,
It's piano
DC
type.
promised,
Like, it's
then
play
dragged
the
its
song.
heels on a contract
Play
that
the
would
song
allow Hama to
exactly
retain
right.
creators' rights.
Pass
Hama
music
wisely held
class,
off until
dude.
continuity came
Yep.
around
Come
and
on,
made an
guys. Simon
offer.
Says, follow the instructions.
Originally,
Do it
Hama was going to write and
exactly
draw the comic.
like it
Instead,
wants you
he teamed
to.
up with Michael
Come
Golden,
on,
whom he had worked
guys.
with at
Come on,
DC.
fingers. Work with me, fingers.
The star of the series is Michael Grossman's
Come on, work with me, fingers.
He produced this after a seminal
Work
work on
with
the
me.
Marvel series, Micronauts. While it is far more cartoony than his prior work, it is spot-on perfect for the tone of the script. It is simply charming and delightful, which reflects Hanna's lighthearted writing. In concept and execution, it's hard to find any fault in it, because both work so well together. Sure, there are a few stilted bits, but that's a result of the story originally being serialized. It stops on a cliffhanger every 10 pages, and when it picks up, the transition is not always smooth.
Calm down, dude.
But really, that's being very nitpicky.
Calm
It
down.
flows very well in the serialized story and the graphic novel. It's no surprise the characters were turned into toys. Both Hama and Golden were model building enthusiasts. In fact, the cast was specifically made so translation into toys would be easy. To paraphrase Hama's direction to Golden, the characters were designed to be held in
Okay, you're getting all crazy here. Getting all crazy. Try to bring it in. Try to tighten it up a little here. Try to tighten it up. Try to tighten it up, dude. Try to tighten it up.
So Golden had a great understanding of adapting toys into
I don't. Okay. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Nope. Down. It's down.
This brings us to the incomplete series. In what will become a recurring theme, Golden and Hama were not involved.
I don't even have my fucking landing gear down, Mom.
In fact, for additional panels in the
No, it's tough,
an
dude.
uncredited artist working for continuity aped Golden's style. Furthermore, some panels
It's tough,
were repeated
dude.
and
It
others
is
enlarged
tough.
to
It
fill out
is
space
tough.
on the page.
It is a lot of buttons.
It's kind of a hack job. Where 10 pages of material
It is a lot of buttons.
20 plus pages
And it's all lag. It's all lag based.
Looking at the original art and then comparing it to the series.
God, this is. It's like the opposite of video games. No, video games like react quickly. You know what I mean? They're digital. Digital is instant. This is.
Because continuity was a studio familiar
I mean, I get it. They're trying to simulate old airplanes. Where you? Oh, where the? Okay.
I'd speculate and say it was hastily produced to capitalize on the toys.
We're simulating old airplanes. Just a simulation. Calm down. No, I'm getting upset because I think this is where I quit playing the game before. I think this is. I can't finish GTA, Mom. No, like skill level. Like I'm not good enough to finish GTA, and it's fucking hurting me, dude. Like, ouch. My self-esteem.
There is no ending. So that series
God dang, dude. That's why I didn't play Vice City. I had no desire to go into that yet.
And then continued on without the input of either Hama or Golden.
Come on, calm down. Oh my gosh, calm down. Calm down.
But it's not something I could personally track down.
Come on, dude. What are you doing?
All I can say with some confidence is it was likely a licensing deal between Continuity and the UK publisher.
What are you doing?
New material. Although apparently, at least some new work was produced by a continuity artist and writer. How much? I don't know. Information is extremely scarce about that series.
Huh.
Also in the realm of something I couldn't.
I guess it's hard to. It's probably hard to fly in real life. This is why everybody can't fly in real life. Because no, it's hard, dude. It's drifty.
It exists, but I've never seen it. Tragically, it was
like a boat. You know what I mean? You're just like.
Partially drawn. Put together,
it's really, really drifty.
Made a complete screenplay for an animated feature. Hama had actually written a complete story.
Dude, I barely tapped you, dude. I barely tap, 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 barely tap,
but it's never seen print.
Barely tap, 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 down, tap. Hush, baby, I got to. No, she's like her mom as soon as. Yep. Tap, down, tap up. See, and now I'm in an overcorrecting sphere. Now I can't. Oh, it's because I still have the gas on. Okay. It's because I still have the gas on. See, yeah, you got to hold the throttle down, then you have to let go of the throttle, but there's nothing to indicate how. Okay. You can't hold down throttle all the time. Oh, but you. Okay. Up. Come on. Up. Come on, dude. Up.
So I'm guessing there was some legality.
But when you climb, you gotta hold down the throttle. But after you're done, once you reach altitude, you can let go of the throttle. Okay?
That's possible too.
Yep. But then don't forget, once you've let go of the throttle, if you get to a situation, you might need that throttle again. So don't forget that. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Drip, drip, drip,
not overly
drip,
popular in its original meaning,
drip,
but they became something
drip.
entirely
There you go.
different when it
Drip,
was translated into others.
drip,
It's a testament to how some ideas have so
drip,
much life,
drip,
even though they didn't actually live very long.
drip, drip. Alright, good job. Drip, drip, good job.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, start slowing
Please
down.
subscribe, like, and all that
Drip,
engagement stuff.
drip.
And turn on notifications, because the algorithm is notoriously, let's call it, finicky. Naturally, I'd like to take a moment and thank all my fine supporters on Patreon
Landing gear.
and YouTube. Times are a little tough at the moment, so I really appreciate that ongoing support. It does make a difference, so thank you. Extra special thanks to Chapel Pluto, John Wolham, Plutocracy, Spencer Estes.
No, dude, no.
Constant Disappointment Records, Jeff
I got it.
Nicholson,
It gave it to me. Oh my
Francis
God.
De La Cruz, Russell Bull, John
Save that.
Nyheims, Andrew
No, I
Gordon,
had to work. That was tough. That was tough, dude.
Phil Sagan, Edward
That was
Clayton
tough, bro.
Andrew, Corey Drew,
Phew.
Brian Deaton,
No,
Tom
that
Grannis,
was
John
tough,
Gaunt,
dude.
James Graham, and Matt
Whew.
Marino.
Let's go save that.
You were
That's a
all
good breaking
justified
point.
and ancient.
No, that was tough, dude. Woo.
Until next time.
Come here. Where'd the fucker? Man, that was tough.
When you're in Navy medicine, you see more than numbers on a chart. Behind every checkup, every set of vitals, is a service member who needs you. A pilot preparing for takeoff, a submariner diving.
History.
Okay. No more Cheerios. We're going to have dinner in just a little bit. So no more Cheerios. Hey, tell me you love me.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta say it louder.
I love you.
Say it louder.